Welcome back to Mik'dUp. Today is Monday, May 16th. Happy Monday. It's a great weekend. The show is brought to you by Sterling Automotive. I had a great weekend. How about y'all's weekend? How was your weekend?
Amazing.
Great. Yeah, you're very happy right now. You got Boston. Boston won Game 7. I think once they won Game 6, we knew they were going to win Game 7. I'm happy for you.
Game 6, I was sweating.
Even though you made me bet the Bucks Game 7, I lost my money on you.
Bet Game 6, but it was.
You bet Game 6.
If Tatum didn't go nuclear, I was going to be right 3 for 3 on the bet.
Right, but you should have told me the right team to bet. Then we would have won.
I didn't expect Jason Tatum to go off like that.
But you did, because you told me to bet the over points.
I didn't expect 8 points in like 2 minutes.
But you told me to bet.
Score?
You told, no doubt.
Be honest.
Marcus Smart, your favorite player?
No, I'm out of it.
He's very good. He's a very good defender.
Bro, I just said it.
He's very annoying.
Make your money, whatever. He's a defensive version of James Harden right now.
Yeah.
Just flopping.
Whatever. It's like he literally goes home and reads the rule book before he gets. All right, I can do this.
Lloyd took a family vacation and he's playing Pebble Beach, so I can't get mad at him. So you got Stewie taking the reins over there at in the producer desk. He's working on it. There we go. We're making this thing.
Look, Lloyd has a lot of things going on.
We're gonna make
Stewie on the board.
We're gonna work this thing through together. Boy, we got a lot to talk about. LSU baseball, they didn't play very well this weekend. They were a little stinky, but it's okay. It's not okay. It's not okay. It happens. I'm not gonna sit out here and say that this is a good thing.
It's not.
It's not. This is too late in the season. This is the first time ever in the history of LSU baseball that they have been swept by Ole Miss at home.
Is your silver lining that you're just playing the hottest team in college baseball? Is that?
No, because
no silver lining. You're supposed to beat them.
Well, not just that. Not only no, because I would say if there was, if you name the 10 hottest teams in college baseball, we got to be in at least that 10 too. So like, no, there's no silver lining.
No,
it was an egg. It was.
Now they go ahead and win this next weekend. They play Vandy at Vandy. Vandy's the top 4 or 5 RPI team in the country. You go win that series, you can put yourself, and yet now you're gonna have to go do a little work in the tournament.
Hey, I will say this though, which is kind of what we already knew. And
boy, I'm gonna be jacked up on this coffee.
Yeah. Wow. Get your words in now, boys.
Whenever you see a small coffee cup like that, you know it's already.
Yeah, this is not mine.
Like,
this is not. This is even.
But it's coming.
This is even my. This is even my.
Hey, that's 93 right there.
Hey, this isn't even my initial order. This isn't my. I didn't order this. I was just given this. I was like, oh boy, okay, here we go.
I will say this though, like, what we already kind of knew about it, it really got exposed this weekend. He gave up the 4 runs in that second inning Friday night.
Yeah.
But like, he couldn't come back after that. Meaning, like, the game's over. He's not going to pitch again on Saturday.
Oh, so no.
We had to get into the pen really early, and that hurt us.
We were pinned in all 3 games. Here's the other thing. We're going to talk a lot about it in this whole first hour, but I want to get through the rest of the stuff. But here's the other issue that I really had a problem with was, like you said, Mik'd would have been out of that inning had there not been a drop third strike.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, I agree.
So it's unfortunate. It sucks that they gave up 4, but the rain happened. You didn't have him. Yeah. I feel like Mik'd would have battled through that. Probably would have given you 5 or 6. No doubt.
Him being on the mound, the presence that he'll give you through 5, it just
you're going to get out of him every single time.
This is the first time. This is the first time that we really saw not having a Saturday starter screw us. Yeah. Really. Now I will say this: it wasn't all pitching. Offense did let us down. The offense did not swing the bats the way they were supposed to.
I agree.
Our defense played okay. First game, not so much. The rest of the series, there's some plays that should have been made. You had a couple errors in the infield. Like, it's just a team that's that hot, like Ole Miss is, and a team that can swing the bat, like Ole Miss can swing the bat, cannot give them extra. I mean, those guys fucking swing it. Yeah. Like I said, they have the number 1 recruiting class in the country 4 years ago. Every single one of those position players in that recruiting class came back.
And not only are they hot right now, like they are literally playing for their life.
Hey, here's the deal, and that's scary.
Burn the boats.
Hey, here's the deal. They go on the road, play at LSU, swept LSU. They go on the road and they keep playing hot, and they go and win the series, or even sweep A&M. They're in the hosting conversation.
Seriously.
They're in the regional host conversation, and they go do a little work.
They might do work in the tournament.
That's my point. Like they had that guy that pitched on Friday, came back. He only threw 30 pitches on Friday. Came back on Saturday, and he shoved it up our eye. Like, that's a tough – I mean, they outplayed LSU in every facet of the game, and that's what's the most disappointing thing. And I know Jay's not happy. He's not coming on the show today. He has some meetings today from 11 to 1, so he can't come on the show today. So it's
meetings.
Maybe it's team meetings. Maybe they're talking. Maybe they're having some conversations
Jesus.
internally. Yeah, come to Jesus. I don't know what's happening.
Call the
But
boys in.
I know what is happening is he is not going to be on the show today. He sent me a nice text telling me why he couldn't be on the show.
Witty response too.
Yeah, it was nice. He told me he wishes we were in the lineup, but can't be in the lineup.
It's very nice of him.
That's very nice of him. I wish I was in the lineup
That
too.
would've been nice
I wish I was still playing
to talk
baseball.
to him today.
Yeah, so it's okay. Look, what's gonna happen? They're gonna go to Vandy. They're gonna win Vandy. They're gonna have the selection show. We'll talk it all. I think the selection show actually is on Monday, so the selection show will be going on during the show.
Ooh.
Right.
Ooh.
So
We should get a video call in during the
no
selection
shot. Yeah, I don't think
Yeah,
that's gonna be
that
happening.
would be
Give it a
nice,
couple years.
You know
I don't
what
think
mean?
that's gonna. I don't
Like,
think that's
hey,
gonna happen.
hey.
We're
Wishful
really.
thinking.
Our own live reaction. That's all.
Yeah. Well, look. We have monitors and stuff. We have monitors and stuff. We got the TV and view of Jay Mitch. Like we're gonna make something happen on Monday. Wednesday, Trey Wingo is gonna be on the show talking golf betting. PGA Championship is this weekend. Tiger Woods came out and said he feels stronger now than he did in the Masters, so that's scary. Golf betting. I love golf.
Bathing. Like, how you
Hey, dude.
Salt and
Bro,
motion.
he's a lizard, dude. He just grows shit back. Like it's like,
Swedish models.
hey,
ages backwards. Like, how is he doing this?
You know what they call that? HGH.
hey, he says he's feeling good. He's ready to go. He's only playing in the majors
I
this
need
year.
to get in Tiger and Tom Brady's pantry. Like, I need to get up in that.
Oh, no
Like,
doubt.
what they got-
And Mike Trout.
And Mike too.
I know Mike Trout's on, but but yeah. So Trey Wingo's coming on Wednesday. He's gonna talk golf betting. There's a lot of money to be made betting on these in the golf tournaments, and I need the education from Trey. Trey's nice. He's living life right out in Hawaii.
Trey.
Probably playing a ton of golf.
From Bristol to Hawaii.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
That's a big change in climate right
Let
there.
me tell you, someone who lives near Bristol sucks.
Bristol's not very good.
Is that the only thing? Is the only thing in Bristol ESPN or sport?
Aaron Hernandez is from Bristol. That's about it.
Aaron Hernandez?
Eat it up.
I
played his high school.
I thought he was from Florida.
No, he's from Bristol, Connecticut.
Yeah,
Yeah,
watch the documentary.
Yeah, like, how do you not watch
Not really.
that? Or
I don't
listen
think.
to any of it?
I mean,
Going by storm.
You didn't see that documentary? Dude, you gotta watch that documentary.
I gotta watch
See
it.
my biggest takeaway from that documentary, they're like we couldn't understand it, and they're like, Aaron regularly smoked PCP blunts. I'm like, well, there we go.
PCP blunts.
Yes, like every day he would smoke PCP.
Yes.
Whoa.
Whoa.
High school because him and his quarterback had such a strong relationship.
That
Well, I wonder.
I don't think that's true.
What strong relationship do they have?
Brokeback Mountain.
Yeah, I think that's kind of the relationship that I'm thinking that they may have.
Quarterback
That's
came
okay. Hey, look, if that's what you feel like, that's fine. But
But it wasn't true.
But if
He
the
was-
quarterback came out and said it after Aaron Hernandez is dead.
when Aaron couldn't defend himself, or like, yeah, that's kind of a
Interesting.
I don't know how we got on
yeah,
that tangent.
that's a mess. Well, you started.
Yeah. PGA.
No, we're talking PGA. We're talking Trey Wingo. He's coming on Wednesday. I have a phone
What
call.
do you think Urban Meyer's doing right now?
Hey, Urban's gonna be back on.
Par.
Urban's getting back on Fox. He's gonna be on TV.
Speaking of balls and holes,
I didn't know. Remember how we were talking about the Chargers schedule release video?
Great.
They use Urban Meyer in that as a Jaguar. He's like on the bar. So when they play,
Hey, they had a lot of work went into that. Like they had a guy had to construct that.
yeah.
He had to draw. Like, that was the best schedule release video by far. But we talked a little bit about this on Friday. Jarvis is coming home. He signs with the Saints. That's an enormous thing. On paper, the Saints look unbelievable, which I can't wait because I am trying. Caesars becoming partners with us. Hopefully here soon. We get us a nice little promo code. They see some results from us. They see us starting to win some money betting or losing some money betting, whatever it is. Maybe they give us a little sweet.
hot. Listen to Mathook.
As a Saints fan, you know what I would love?
Tell me.
So Drew,
Let's talk about it.
So Drew drops this whole thing about him possibly coming back.
That's great. Perfect segue into my
Here's
next
what I
thing.
would love, Drew. Can we overpay you to not come and play to be the quarterback?
Yes.
I want you to just whisper in Jameson's
Yeah.
ear. Your arm's cooked.
Well, here's the deal.
Dude.
Here's the
Right.
deal. Time out. Can we? Let's talk about
Just
that.
upgrade the arm. You whisper in his ear.
Let's talk about that. Drew, this whole thing with Drew Brees came out because NBC, there's the Post, which Post has been getting a lot of shit lately because I don't think the Post came out and said that Drew Brees or NBC and Drew Brees are parting ways after 1 year. He is not going to be no longer with NBC right now. Drew Brees comes out and says that's not true. He hasn't made a decision on where he wants to go. He says, I don't know if I'm going to be back with NBC. I don't know if I'm going to be back playing football. I don't know if I'm going to be playing for the pickleball championship or the golf senior tour. So let's...
Or coaching his kids.
But the only thing that everybody wants to run with is, oh, Drew Brees is coming back. No, he was joking, obviously. He said that, and he put that in the comment, in the quote, so that he could make it a joke. He says basically nothing's off the table, right? So let's pump the brakes on Drew's coming back. People love to run with narratives and stories, and Drew ain't coming back. I love Drew.
I want him to come back to New Orleans in the building.
Quarterback session.
With
Here's
the
the
hat
deal. He's gonna be.
and a pullover on.
Drew's gonna be doing media somewhere next year,
Yeah,
whether
of
it's
course
NBC or Fox or
This
wherever
is
it's gonna be.
Amazon.
Yeah.
Amazon. He's gonna be doing something on TV for the NFL. Just because he's not going back to NBC doesn't mean he sucked. Doesn't mean he wasn't good. Doesn't mean they didn't want him back. Maybe they didn't. Maybe they just had disagreements in money and whatever.
I mean, I don't think he's like bad at media, but he's not like the
It's
most.
his first year,
Yeah,
though.
he wasn't, but
And he
he's
wasn't
still
what
like
they
the most
expected.
interesting.
Everyone
No
is-
doubt.
But
Everybody wanted
the
him to
thing
be
is, if
Tony
I'm being
Romo.
completely honest, Tony Romo set a bar that's like almost not touchable.
Yeah,
Everyone
Tom Brady's
wanted-
gonna hammer that.
Everyone wanted like, hey, you play for this long, you got to come in and Tony Romo this thing, but like.
No, right.
Tony's really
And listen, Drew.
really good.
Yeah, and Drew did not live up to whatever like the expectations that people set on him. They did not live up. He did not live up to. That's okay. It's his first year. He was going to get better over time. He was going to get better at it. But to say that wasn't gonna be good at it, and to say that I don't think that he was going to get off of that after 1 year. What we got going on?
Little mic problem.
Checking the mic. Make sure he's mic'd up.
Make sure he is mic'd
There,
up.
good save.
Mic'd up. But I think Drew is going to be good. I think he's going to be. I think he'll be somewhere in media. He's not coming back to play football. Let's get that out of the way. Like he's not doing it.
He just had surgery like last
Left
week.
shoulder,
Yeah.
left shoulder.
He's not. He's not.
You know,
He's not
he
coming
hurt
back.
their left
He
shoulder.
was waking up too sore with it in the morning, bro. He had to do something with it.
Baker hurt his left shoulder.
I have a phone call.
Both of Baker's shoulders are cooked.
I have a phone call out to the Nola brothers.
Did you
That-
see that post today, by the way?
Yeah, that's why I texted them because I was like, first of all, they're off today.
Yeah.
They're playing each other. They have a 3-game series
Yeah,
in
yeah.
Philly. So Austin's playing Aaron. Austin, one of my best friends, my roommate. Aaron, former teammate. I watched Aaron grow up. I'd send a text out. Now, I'm looking at my phone constantly, but texting these two guys is like, I might as well send a carrier pigeon to them because I texted Austin, and he'll text me a week later resuming the conversation that I sent him a week before. I'm like, he said, sorry, man, I put my phone in the drawer.
It's kind of why that.
Put your phone in the drawer. What do you
Why
mean?
that picture made me laugh. I'm like, who took this? Like, who did this? There's no way they took this.
So I have a phone call out to them, text message out to them. We will see if I get a response today. I'm gonna try to get them on the show at some point this week.
It might come back at the All-Star break.
Yeah, I don't know.
I got a Phillies question. Is Harper going to play the whole year? with
Yeah, he
Brees?
can. So he'll be able to. Honestly, he'll play right field at some point again this year.
Yeah.
Because he doesn't need to. It's partially torn.
So he's going to rehab the band.
He's gonna rehab
a little
it, yeah.
snippet. There's pretty much probably if you MRI'd his arm right now, there's probably some sort of a little bit of a partial tear in there.
Mm-hmm.
Just how bad it is.
Right. Everybody. He.
Now, I'm not saying like it's not a problem for him. Obviously, his is a little bit
Of
more.
course,
That's
it's
why
like
he's
scar
not-
tissue.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you can hit.
Yeah.
Like you
You
can
can.
still hit with it. Like it's not going to affect you hitting.
He's been crushing it.
And so yeah, I mean, he's not coming out the lineup. Now this is like first year of universal DH. This is huge for Philly because
Yeah.
if they didn't have the universal DH, he would be out.
Yeah, he's done already.
He'd be out for,
Or
2
while.
months,
Yeah.
whatever. So I want to talk to both the brothers whenever they come, but let me sit down.
Moment of truth.
Yeah, we're gonna talk about LSU baseball. We're really gonna get into this thing. Let's get into the muck of this because I don't have takes. This is not a show about takes. It's a show about conversation. And that's what we're gonna have. We're gonna have a nice little conversation about what happened this weekend. And it's not. I think if you brought any of those guys into this room, and you didn't put them on air, and you said, "Hey, let's have conversation about what happened. None of them are going to be happy. None of them are going to have excuses of what happened. They're going to say, hey, we just didn't play well. We came out flat, and we got our ass kicked, and that's what happened. But they were hot. They've been playing well, and at this juncture in the season, that can't happen. Like, if you want to get to be where you want to be, and you want to be you want to have a chance to host, and to get to Omaha and to get to the World Series, hosting and having home games in the postseason is crucial to get there. It makes the job a lot easier. It makes the road to Omaha a lot cleaner. And you all but squandered that opportunity to host the postseason game by getting swept at home to a team that, now granted, they're good, they're hot, and they outplayed you, but you have got to salvage one of those. You've got to win one. You've got to win one. And they didn't. And now they have to
You're asking for a super tall task.
And this is, look, we talked about at the beginning of the season when they struggled. And I said, man, they don't want to look up at the end of the season and say, okay, we have to win. We're in a must. Now, they're not in must-win games. They're going to make the postseason. But if they go out to Vandy and they get swept at Vandy,
you're going to hold.
That is not good. But I said at the beginning of the season, you don't want to leave this season up to going to Vandy and having to win at Vanderbilt, because that's a hard place to play. Vanderbilt's good. They're not as good as they probably anticipated being, but they're still a top 5 RPI team. They're over 500, I think, in the SEC. Like, they are playing good baseball, and they're a team that can beat anybody in the country. And now you've put yourself in a position where you don't necessarily have to win all of the games, but if you want to reach your goals, winning 2 out of 3 next weekend is crucial. Now it's a Thursday, Friday, Saturday series.
By getting swept here this weekend, you've basically turned the rest of whatever is left in the season, honestly, into playoff baseball. Kind of where it's at right now. And I don't mean it in a win and go home, obviously, because the regional's not lose and go. I mean, lose and go home because the regional's not lose and go home. But from here on out, like it's playoff baseball.
Yeah.
Now.
And that was the scary thing about the Ole Miss series, because Ole Miss has been playoff baseball for the last 3 weekends.
Yeah.
Because they dug themselves such a hole that they had to win. And yeah, it's like, now listen, you go out to Vanderbilt and you take 2 out of 3, and then you go to the SC tournament and you're probably a top 4 or 5 seed in the tournament. You go ahead and you win 2 or 3 games in the tournament. You put yourself in a position maybe to get back into that hosting, but your work is seriously cut out.
I'll give them this too, because like they've played well at home, right? Obviously,
yeah.
The record's been good at home. I don't even know exactly what the record is on the road, but I think we can all agree when people have basically like looked at them and stepped up to them on the road, they've become the problem. Like, they've become a good team. So maybe them getting in that mindset of backs against the wall,
every time,
maybe that now will help them.
Every time they were put in that position to where, like, oh, fuck, we got swept at Arkansas. Boom, swept the next weekend.
Oh, you're talking shit to us. Oh, yeah. We're right here. Right. So, like, maybe that'll help.
I was going to piggyback on that point. I mean, last year, that Ole Miss team there's a lot of parallels to last year's LSU's team. And that was a young team last year. And it was like, shit, we did this last year, boys. We got to do it again. It's not something we want to do, but there's the blueprint. Follow it from last year. And
no doubt.
I mean, you look at Florida, that first game, Florida, their starter was talking shit to Barry. And it's just like, I think when this team gets punched in the jaw, caged animal mode has to come out.
But here's the deal. You can't wait for that, because sometimes you're not going to get punched in the jaw until it's too late, right? Like
now.
Like, you need to be able to go out there and have the juice from the first inning. I mean, Ole Miss, every game was ahead of I think every game they took the lead.
Was night 1 when Cruz hit the homer?
The 2-run, that was it. That was the only game. And then that game got rained out. Right? Yeah, the first inning, 2-run homer, and the game got rained out. But every other game, Ole Miss had the lead to start to like you. It was an uphill battle from the first inning on, right? And so,
like you said, the one real positive though is they are going to make the playoffs, right?
Yeah.
But now it's, like I said, it's go time now, really.
Yeah, I mean, you don't want to go and travel to Texas, or, they're not going to put you in an SC, but you don't want to go to Texas or some other. You don't want to go to Oregon State.
Who was our regional?
Oregon
before
State.
this series, our regional group to host was going to be us, McNeese, and then there was 2 more.
Us, McNeese, Dallas
State.
Baptist, and NC State.
DBU, yeah.
God, that was still a tough one, dude.
And so, but like that, and now you are, like, now if you end up hosting, it's going to be a hard regional, right? Which is okay. I'd rather you host and have a hard regional than not host and go play one of the top, 10 seeds in the country, right? It's just, they had put themselves in a position, a really good position leading up to this weekend, and now that position that they had is not there anymore, and that it dissolved quickly, and they've got to figure some things out. They've got to have now. Hasty pitched well on Sunday.
Yep, you got that big pickle.
Yeah, what's that?
You got to have that huge pickle. I think what was it, in the 3rd when the bases were juiced?
Yep. He threw really well. Interesting tactic by Jay. Jay said that so I was watching the game, and Dutton, who's been pitching every Sunday, threw to one batter. That batter hit a double in the gap, which should have been an out, I think. I know. I think if you asked Dugard would have said that he probably should have caught that ball, but they gave him a double. Dutton gets taken out the game, and I'm like, what are we?
He didn't just throw to one batter. It was
one pitch. It was one pitch.
Single pitch.
Yeah, it was the first pitch of the game.
Yeah. Here's my question, because I really didn't get to that part of the game. Like I wasn't watching it yet. Was anyone even warming up in the pen yet?
I think so. So that's what I'm getting to. So then I was wondering the whole time, now Sunday, I had a nice little day. We had friends at the house. I was at the pool. I was grilling. I had a couple libations.
God damn, when we gonna put that in?
I had a couple libations. We had some cornhole going. There wasn't a lot. It was probably 6 or 7 of us, but the game was on, so I was watching the game. Yeah. But I was also in a very relaxed state of mind. So I don't know if somebody was warming up or not. But then after, I was curious, why are we taking him out after one pitch? So then Jay comes in after and says that was his plan all along. His plan was to start Dutton. He was only going to pitch to that one hitter and then bring in Hasty after him. And I was like, well, I'm confused. So Hasty must have been warming up.
Did we go Anthem? Dutton's warming up the first 8 pitches on the mound, and Hasty's in the pen already getting hot?
Yeah, that had to have been it.
Have you ever seen?
No.
So I've seen the opener, but the opener usually goes the first inning.
Yeah, the first inning.
Right? I've never seen someone start the game and pitch to one hitter and then take him out. So especially a guy who's been starting for you and going 3-4 innings every Sunday. So I don't know. That's why I really was hoping that Jay would come on, because I wanted to hear his thought process on that, because I don't know. That doesn't make sense to me, but I'm not the coach. I've never coached. Would never want to coach.
Right. From the outside looking in, I obviously I'm not in the staff. I don't know what's going on, right? But my thought process of it is, one, it's tough to watch one pitch and then a guy come out. 2, it'd be even tougher. Just as tough if he was just throwing to the first hitter. But my thought process of it is that we only got 2 innings out of McHale. Right. We don't have a solidified Saturday starter yet. So the bullpen's already taxed.
Yeah.
That's a tough day, down 2-0 in that series, to basically say it's a bullpen day. I'm not saying you have to, but I would think you would try to get extended innings, at least something out of Dutton. And
I agree. And
it's tough to watch him throw one pitch and then he's cooked.
And I will say this: it is a hard. Well, I don't want to put it all on the pitching staff, and I don't want to put it all on Jay. The offense did not perform the way they should have. Hey, if your pitching staff is struggling, and you have a bullpen day, and the starters aren't going deep, you're gonna have to out hit these teams. You're gonna have to bang with these guys, and you're gonna have to score, and you're gonna have to do the things that we need to do. I know Barry's out, but that's no excuse. You have other guys that are very capable of driving guys in, scoring runs, getting hits, and the offense did not do that. And that sometimes that happens, but it just everything happened at the wrong time. Pitching wasn't great, defense wasn't great, offense wasn't great, and it all happened in one weekend for 3 straight games against basically a pivotal series to be able to put yourself in a position for the postseason.
I think that morning turnaround on Saturday, that's got to be a huge learning spot for that team, to understand that nothing happened for the rest of the 7 innings that they played that day. But you have to find a way to win that game.
Yep.
Yeah.
They didn't do anything offensively. We didn't do anything offensively, but they did enough to win the game.
Yeah.
That has to be you on the other side if you want to go where you want to go.
Especially at home.
At home. That's
my point.
That's what I'm saying. You're at home. you have to be the team to scratch one across right there, and we didn't do it.
They put outside of the second game on Saturday, the 11-1 game, they put themselves in a position both games to have a chance to win or tie, and they ended up not getting those
strikeout.
Those big hits. Yeah.
Who was it? Game 1 was it bottom of the 8th when the bases are juiced, Cruz is on deck, and then who punches out?
Who was that?
Dugas?
No, it was Stevenson.
Pearson?
Someone punched out.
I'm
Cruz
not
was
sure.
on deck. And everyone's like, "You got to get Cruz on." You gotta.
Yeah.
Whatever
No,
you do,
You do. It's look. The lineup has been playing really well, and you can't just rely on one guy to be the guy every time. You have other guys you need to step up, and they have been. And this weekend they didn't, and you saw what happened, and you lose all 3 games, and you put yourself in a position. Now you're 14-13, and is it 14-13?
Yeah,
14 and 13. Yeah, you're 14-13 in conference, and you go 16-14, and you go win a couple games, you have a chance. But this weekend is going to be hard. It's a tough weekend, and Jay's got some moves to make. He's got to figure out who's going to be the rotation. I think Money probably goes back in the rotation next week. I mean, nobody else has stepped up to take that role. I think he goes in. Or you put Hasty in there as a starter on Saturday.
I mean, I'm gonna give my flowers to Ty Floyd. He bridged the gap. I mean,
Ty Floyd is the one bright spot. Ty Floyd may be a starter.
I'm gonna give my flowers. His breaking ball looked great.
Yeah.
Spin.
No, Ty Floyd pitched very well.
Bridged it very well. He gave up a homer, but other than that,
after that, whenever he came in and did that, I thought that was going to be the big difference from the weekend. I thought he saved the bullpen. I was like, this is going to be. I know we didn't come back and win the game in the 9th, but we only threw one pitcher that game outside of McHale. Like, you saved the bullpen. It was huge, and then it didn't really work out the way we anticipated.
Yeah,
it's tough.
It's like it looked like Ole Miss was hitting off a tee in game 2.
Yeah, I mean, look, Ole Miss can swing it, dude.
Yeah.
Elko swing. I mean, they have guys that they have some juice. The guy on Sunday went to center field. Like, they can swing it, and Jay knew it. The team knew it. Ole Miss knew it. Everyone knew it, and they just outperformed us, and that can't happen in that situation in the game. Now you got to go. Listen, I want baseball in the box here. Like, I really do. In the postseason, it's fun. I like going to the games. The boys are gonna have to pull off some pulmonary magic because when we were there, Maneri would always win. The tournament was always a big for the tie. We'd always make a run in the tournament. So I'd like to see them try to do that to put themselves in a position to host.
I would go out on a limb and say, however long Jay's here, whether it's 30 years, however long he's here, coaching here, I would say that this weekend would probably go in as like top 5 of probably worst weekends that they've had.
Yeah, he's gonna look. There's a learning curve.
Yeah.
Coming from the Pac-12 to the SEC, that's a big jump. That's a big difference, right? Like, you have the talent levels up, and you can ask him.
The pressure
you can ask.
is up too.
Yeah, the pressure.
You come to this point of the season, and there's just a little more attention.
LSU's a pressure cooker, dude.
It is what it is, man.
It's a pressure cooker in every sport, right? It's South Louisiana, playing here, playing at LSU, coaching at LSU. Like, it is a pressure cooker situation always. And, that's a hard thing to deal with. That's especially if you've never had to deal with that before. And there's some bumps and bruises that he's going to have to go through. And I would hope that he would make the adjustments. And I think he knows there's things that he needs to do as a coach, whether it's recruit different types of players or whatever it is. But to me, it's not the recruiting. Like, the player, the roster that he inherited was very good.
Yeah.
These guys were the number 1 recruiting class in the country a few years ago. These guys have guys throwing 95 plus on the mound. You have 3 All-American. You had 4 All-Americans on your team before you even brought Jacob Berry over.
Yeah.
And they're not even draft eligible yet.
And so, yeah, like, it's you had the ability to have. You already had a good squad, and so there's gonna be a period where he's gonna have to figure out, okay, this maybe worked at Arizona, but this doesn't work here.
What's the team's perspective mentally? Like, you say the pressure cooker's up. You just got your teeth kicked in. Ole Miss.
You got your teeth kicked in. You gotta regroup, come in today and say, fuck it. We
weird,
gotta go out there and fucking play.
I was about to say this. Like, as weird as it sounds, this is largely in part pretty much the same team that played last year, who was in much more of a
worse
fight or flight situation. So it's kind of a little bit of both. Like, you got a new staff to this league. You got pretty much the same players in this league. It's going to take a coming together of both of them to understand where they are and where they kind of need to go. You know what I mean? And being able to do it together.
The only thing
hopefully there's no, finger pointing and any of that going on in there,
The only big difference is last year was just, Landon Marceau pitched that Oregon game. It was to a point where it's like, oh my
Well, Landon Marceau is
God.
going to be in the big leagues.
And it's just like,
we don't have that guy. We don't have a star like that right now.
Then it's going to have to be the bullpen. It's just like, oh my
Yeah,
God,
like we don't have it now. We may look, Taylor may be able to come out and like he throws hard. Like he may guys could step up, but like this moment right now, we don't have a first, second rounder on the mound that's going to be in the big
still
leagues.
win that way?
It's very hard.
You
have to play perfect baseball. Yeah, but you have to play perfect baseball because if it doesn't go well, then you're depleting a bullpen. These guys are going to have a lot of innings and a lot of pitches on the arms throughout the course of the postseason, especially if you don't win. Especially if you have to come through a loser's bracket in games. Like if you lose the first game of a regional, that's hard because now you need a starter to eat up innings.
Like I said, I think that the problem that we knew and the way the weekend happened, just the way it happened, was exactly what we knew the team was, and it's the situation you don't ever want them to be in. Whereas the Friday night guy is out of there quick, and now we're really having to use that bullpen because at the end of the day, it's tough.
And you start giving them extra outs, and then you're playing.
Tough. It's just tough. It's really tough. You start trying to extend guys that don't need to be extended, that's not ready to be extended. You're asking them to go back to backs a little bit more. Like that stuff's tough.
I will say this: if Blake Money can right the ship, and he can give you extended innings, that would be a big plus. To make a run in the tournament, and the SC tournament specific, because honestly, the SC tournament is probably the hardest thing you're going to face until you get to the World Series, right? Like you have the regional or the super regional that you're playing, but as far as top to bottom, like SEC is obviously it.
Yeah.
And to make a run in that tournament, you're going to have starters extend and go deep in games, and if he can't do that, I don't expect them to win more than one or two games. I wouldn't expect them to win two, really. Maybe two.
Because you're giving out so many extra free bases or extra outs, and you don't have the pitching.
Yeah,
to do
and there's a lot. Look, this is two times this weekend they had a guy strike out, get on first, on pit like that. Like those things like that have to be a little bit cleaner because that's an out. Like that's both of them. One of them was the third out of the inning, and the guy got on. So it's just extra. If you're going to do that with the bullpen, you cannot allow your pitcher to throw an extra inning worth of pitches in one inning that should have been an out.
Yeah, it's just hard with the catcher because your defense always solidifies up.
And
the
McManus
middle.
can hit
up the middle. Yeah,
yeah.
He was great. We saw Alabama.
Yeah,
it's just sometimes
you need
this opportunity costs.
Right. All right. That's all I got to say about the LSU Tigers. I think they're going to be okay. I'm not saying they're not going to be elite, but they're going to be. They have. I don't say they're going to be okay. Like I think they're good enough to be okay, but there's going to need some changes to be made going into the last weekend and the tournament.
You want to see Money Saturday?
I don't care what day Money throws. I just would like to see him actually go out there and
you need him.
Start pitching with conviction. Start showing the talent that he actually has.
You need him. You need him.
It's literally that simple. I don't care.
You have them.
Think how much that opens up if you can have Mik'd go on Friday and then on a Saturday Money can give you six.
I think
they didn't give him the opening Friday night start for no reason. Like
exactly.
The talent's there. Now it's show up.
I think Ty Floyd should start. I'd like to see him get more opportunity to start. Hasty should get more. Like you have two or three guys that have probably that you could put in there that'd be like, okay, these guys are starters, right? Like that wouldn't really affect your bullpen. Like Floyd has earned his way into more innings, and he's probably earned his way into some starts. Hasty the same way. Now, you look at Blake Money, you got the 6'7", 240, and he's got the stuff, and you see it, and he passes the eye test. That's a very enticing decision to put him in. And if he's got the ability, if he can figure it out, that's great. But you have three guys that you need to put in those two spots. If you're going to let Dud throw one pitch on Sunday,
right,
you're going to have to put these other two guys on Saturday and Sunday to be able to start.
I mean, have you ever seen someone who's just like, man, he has all this stuff and just kind of struggled like money in, and at the end of the season comes back and it's just, hey, this is where we need you, and he steps up and arises to the situation.
Yeah, so now not to the same extent because Blake Money, but like Anthony Renado's junior year, my sophomore year, he was lights out the year before, right? All-American, pitched the first game of Omaha, pitched the third game of Omaha, the deciding game. Like, he was very good. Projected top 5 pick, and then he started the season throwing well, then he gets hurt. And he tried to pitch through injury, came back too early, and it was up and down. He wasn't pitching as good as he was capable of pitching. Goes back on the shelf for a little bit, and then comes back in the last week in tournament of the season, and he absolutely shoved in the SC tournament. Was throwing upper 90s again, throwing his big breaking ball, dominant, like the old guy that we saw, right? And it just took some time for him to get comfortable. And the guy that has shown flashes, I've seen it happen before. It's just that guy that's pitching has to have the mindset of saying, okay, it's my time. I got to make this happen.
And that's when you get your lightning in the bottle moment where you're just like, oh shit.
Oh man. And then everybody's like, where was this all year? Like, hey, sometimes it takes some bumps and bruises, and it takes sometimes getting punched in the face to figure out how to make the adjustment. Some guys can't make the adjustment, but when you do, you're that much better after.
And it gets everyone going.
It takes a little bit of embarrassment almost, if you will, to where you're almost like, nah, we're not doing that anymore.
Yeah, it's gonna be interesting. No, it's a quick turnaround, Thursday, Friday, Saturday series, and then the regular season's over. Dude. So, gotta go to Nashville. Nashville's a nice spot. Maybe that's what they need. Maybe they need to go to a nice spot, enjoy some time with the boys.
Nashville hot.
Yeah, you're gonna go out there. You're gonna see
time in Nashville.
Hey, it's
Broadway.
We're going Broadway. If you want to go on Broadway, go a little bit.
Away from it, or go on. And
maybe Jay gets him there early. Maybe he cancels the Northwest. I don't know if he's gonna cancel it, but maybe.
That's the conspiracy we had.
I mean, look. If it's all about it's all about RPI.
Lloyd at it.
Yeah, I'm not saying they're going to, but I would understand. If it's all about RPI and you're going to a weekend where you can increase your RPI, playing Northwestern State is not going to do anything for you. I don't think he cancels the game, obviously, but I think he wants to see them play. He probably needs them to see them play, get that out their system. But
you need to curb stomp them, get it out of your system, play a perfect game with no
but that's what they do in Southeastern.
I was say they curb stomp Southeastern Tuesday, and then look what
they
did
I thought that was the case.
Weekend.
They're getting hot, and then they're hot, and they kept hot, and then they get this weekend they get.
Would have never. If I would have put money just on the weekend, I would have never put money on them getting swept.
Same.
Never.
I can't even imagine what the odds would have been on that, too.
I did. You would have hit the over on all the games, though.
Yeah.
Was that the first time you were saying ever, or just under Bianco that Ole Miss swept LSU
at home? Ever. And the series started in 1906. Ever.
That's why I said, if he looks back on it, easily probably be his top 5 flop. Which, hopefully,
they happen.
In a
Flops
career
happen.
That he's here, there will be so many highs that you won't even really care about it. But
flops happen.
Yeah.
All right, we're gonna take a minute break, regroup, reset. LSU baseball. I get the panic. I get the upset. I get the anger, and I get the frustration. They have a chance to go out there this weekend. Right.
All is not lost.
All is not lost. They're going to be in the postseason. They're going to be playing postseason baseball. I can see it in Baton Rouge. You have to go out there, play well, have a good show in the tournament, and we'll see what happens. All right, you're watching Mik'dUp, brought to you by Sterling Automotive. We're going to take a minute break and reset, and we will be right back.
Your small business, family law, estate planning with an emphasis in construction law. Your choice for reliable representation. 337-991-6263. Mik'dUp is brought to you by Law Offices of Lance Beal. Call them today, 337-991-6263. They know what it takes to win. Their practice areas include personal injury, small business, family law, estate planning with an emphasis in construction law. Your choice for reliable representation. 991-6263. Mik'd Up is brought to you by Law.
They say the aches and pains are inevitable, that it's all downhill after 40. Well, I'm just getting started.
Field, which is fine. Maybe he just did it to shake it up. They're fine. Like, I'm not worried about that. But what he did do is he allowed Josh Pearson, who's a freshman, he gave him a couple starts, and he took advantage. He had 2 homers on Sunday. He had some big hits on Saturday. And we have 2 young guys in Stevenson and Pearson who I think are going to be very, very, very good in the outfield. And now they're starting to kind of force their way into the lineup. And Pearson obviously doesn't seem like he's going to be taken out of the lineup anytime soon based off of what they did. What happened? There's some background noise going on.
Something happened.
There's some background.
For us, like it was when Ohtani was still in Japan, and everybody was on him, right? Like every organization that could afford him or wanted to spend the money.
Because he's a young. Usually in Japan, like, those guys come over older. Same with Cuba.
Yeah, so you were getting a really good deal on him.
Yeah, right.
So everybody was in on him, and so our advanced scout guy was like, I'm like, dude, tell me about him. You know, he goes, well, I'll put it to you this way. He goes, if he came and played for us, this was when I was in Houston, he would be our fastest runner. No. He's faster than Altuve. He throws harder than Verlander, and he has more power than George. And I was just like, what? And he goes, yeah, like that's who he is. And I was like, no way.
The arrow and cremate.
I still don't know if Jay Mitch said, what you got there on cremate? We burn it up in here. It's all right. Show's hot.
It helps with the fasting.
Yeah, it's good. It helps me. It helps good.
Speed up the metabolism.
It's beach body. It's important. We're all on the beach body diet.
We were talking about a sauna show. We're just doing it right now.
Yeah, that's right. Speaking of hot
podcast.
Hot takes.
Hot takes. Hey, first of all, I was pumped about this weekend, about the NBA playoffs, because I was like, damn, you got Game 7s. Now, it was a big sports weekend in general because you had the NHL had a bunch of Game 7s.
3.
They had 3.
2 or 3.
Canadians. Fuck on.
Yeah, that's sure. I was like, you're rally these off, huh? But you had, I know the Lightning were in it.
The Maple Leafs line. That's all I know.
Yep, and then you had the
Was the
Florida
Dallas
Panthers because the Lightning were playing the Panthers. That's the only reason I know.
I think
Very
Dallas
unlucky.
Stars had a game too
But
because
I
they
think Dallas
lost.
was in a Game 7 too.
So you had 5 Game 7s between 2 different organizations, right? Now, obviously, I don't know what happened to hockey. I don't watch hockey, but the NBA, very disappointing.
Gosh.
I mean, I was expecting it because they had some really banger games for these series, and then all of a sudden, Game 7, like blowouts, and Luka made the Suns his bitch. Like
Say it nicely.
Ever since what was that the Devin Booker
Hey,
ball
come on,
thing?
wait,
Everybody wants to talk tough when they're up.
Before we even go to that, can we just address this? Because I don't really care. It's not even about saying I'm not going to that conversation. You already know what I'm about to say or what that conversation is. You already know what that conversation is.
I'm not Lloyd. I can't predict your.
What
what
I
you're
am
gonna
saying
say.
is this. When Durant loses, when Giannis loses, when all these other people lose, why don't they get the blowback that LeBron always gets every time he's bounced from the playoffs?
I don't know.
I just need to know.
Right.
Because everybody
Because
ain't
they're
the
not
chosen
they're not
one.
put, they don't
Everybody
put them
ain't
on LeBron's level yet.
Yeah, they do. Everybody
KD.
says everyone says that
KD
Giannis
maybe.
is by far the best player in the league right now.
Yeah.
So when he doesn't have Middleton and he gets fucking stomped out of the
Yeah.
playoffs, why are we not wearing him out?
Because he put on the best
Who
postseason
cares?
performance since
Because
no one
for
shit.
some
But
reason-
who
for
cares?
some
Because
reason-
if you don't win it, it doesn't
Look,
matter.
I'm not saying but for some reason people like Giannis more as a person. I don't know why.
No, Giannis is great. So what do you mean?
I love Giannis.
Yeah.
I love Giannis. But I think that's why. I think that's part of it. I think people are LeBron'd out. Now, LeBron's always got criticism from the beginning.
But
Now,
it's been from the beginning.
But LeBron has been the next great one since he was 14,
sophomore in
13
high
years
school.
old. Yeah. And so, like, I understand it. But people can say, oh, Giannis is as good as LeBron or best player in the NBA. All this, they can say that. But nobody puts him at the same level yet. Like, deep down, when it's all said and done, nobody puts anybody in the NBA at the level of LeBron right now. They just don't. Like, talent-wise, maybe, but, like, as far as, like, talent, winning championships, doing stuff, because nobody in the NBA is getting compared to MJ. Like, there's nobody in that conversation other than LeBron.
I mean,
So I'm with-
KD doesn't even get compared to
Yeah,
LeBron.
yeah, I mean, like
I know.
none of those guys are getting compared to Michael except for LeBron. And not only is he getting compared, like there's argument that he's better. So I think that is why he gets all the blowback is because, hey, I'm not getting into that conversation.
I know.
You're laughing at
That's
me.
the one I said I'm not getting.
We're not doing it.
Big
We're not
LeBron
doing it.
fan over there. Big LeBron fan.
We're not doing that. But I
LeBron
think
plays
that's
football.
to answer your question. I think that's why. But
y'all do notice that, right? That's
No,
Yeah,
I mean,
of course.
100%.
Giannis did put, and Giannis had an unbelievable put. Like, he had unbelievable.
200 points, 100 rebounds,
50
and 50 assists.
Is that good?
Yes, he's like the first player to do it.
I know.
I mean, hey,
It does, but and it will say this: it does show like how important it is to have that, like a star number 2.
No doubt.
Yeah, you need that.
Like, that shit matters.
Nobody's won the NBA championship by themselves ever.
No, man.
Ever
That shit matters.
in the history of the game. Who?
LeBron tried. 2018.
No, he tried.
2018 was.
And he had the greatest game I've ever seen. Game 1. That was the greatest basketball game I've ever seen someone play. And then J.R. Smith fucking ruined it. I'm gonna go back. Because George Hill wanted nothing to do with those foul shots. He had pissed out his leg on those foul shots.
I wish I could go back and just watch that again. But
was
I
this
laughed so hard when that happened because LeBron.
Hey, J.R.
was so,
Smith's a 4-0 student and he's playing golf now.
How the fuck did you not know?
was this the J.R. Smith?
Yes, I was so mad.
Where he has eyes closed.
Of course it's J.R. too.
That shit was so funny. Yeah, that was great.
Then he
I ain't gonna lie,
punches
that
like a chalkboard or something, understandably, and
LeBron
breaks his hand, and it's just like, God damn it,
was literally
J.R.
the end of JR in the league. Hey, JR.
I'm done.
But that's the thing is like nobody outside of that maybe 1 year nobody has ever won the championship by themselves. It's hard. I mean, it's impossible.
What
know?
Luka's doing is bonkers.
Luka, no, I don't think they're gonna win it. But maybe I didn't think they were gonna get past the Suns. Now, Pat Bev is on First Take today.
First take,
And
all of them.
He is.
Crucifying him.
Yeah, he is burying this. He goes, nobody's scared. He goes, I'm not gonna say. Actually, I am gonna say a name. Paul George. Did he say Paul George? Was it
Yeah,
Paul
he
George?
said Paul George.
He said Paul George. He just nobody's scared of the Suns. Nobody was scared of them. Like we're
Paul
all,
George
like
watched his
Jesus.
first take.
He's like, oh.
Damn, bro, keep my name out your mouth. Don't put
Paul
me
tried
in
to enjoy
this.
his coffee like, God, dog.
Don't put me in
I should
this.
have stopped talking to
I
Pat.
was about to go on vacation. This is bullshit.
But he is out there and he is bodying the Suns, right? They weren't scared of him. Nobody's intimidated by the Suns. They knew that, they knew the Suns were beatable.
Yeah.
All of these things, I'm like,
He said
Jesus
the teams are
Christ.
more scared of Dallas.
I heard
than
him
Phoenix.
talking.
Yeah.
I heard him talking, and JJ Redick was like, he was talking about DeAndre Ayton. He was like,
See, I didn't get to see JJ's
Bro, this part was
response.
great. He was like, Ayton is a great player, and he was like, wait, hold on. Oh, he's okay. He ain't. I'm like, damn.
And he said that Chris Paul should have been benched.
Yeah, and he called him Cone. He said that they call him Cone because, in the offseason when you're working out, you got a cone that you're dribbling around. What does the cone do? Stay still. He
still.
said that's what Chris Paul is in defense. He called him Cone.
So great.
That's
Like
like
what you're producing.
that's like when someone's like a rookie or like early on in his career and he's new team, he's very comfortable and he comes in and they call him sweatpants. Like, hey
Right.
bro, what's up sweatpants? Why you call me sweatpants? Because you're way too comfortable. Or coleslaw. Coleslaw's a good one. Nobody likes coleslaw.
I think it's safe to say that Pat Bev and Chris Paul has at least a little bit of adventure.
You don't think they're going on vacation together in the summer?
I don't think
Banana
they're
boating?
even trying to
Yeah.
contacts.
Hey, Pat Beverly's gonna be on TV. He's gonna be great on TV.
He is.
He's gonna be great on TV.
Like, they couldn't even go to commercial this morning because he was talking.
know.
And they were like, we just got to let him go.
I know.
We'll just pay back the sponsors. We just got to let Pat Bev
I mean,
talk.
he was going in, but Luka's special. I love watching Luka play. He is.
It's
I mean,
such a
he's.
slow, like, I'm
Yeah,
in my
but
home.
like-
it's like he's like ballerina dancing by.
Yeah,
himself.
it's unbelievable. It's like he's slow, but he gets by everybody and
He
he
gets by
creates
everybody,
his shot
shoots
anytime he
over,
wants.
He creates space. It's like, bro, how does
Footwork's
this man doing
stupid. His footwork is
He
stupid.
put two people on the ground.
This?
Cam Johnson.
I mean, it's like I didn't think they were gonna get by because it was really only him. They have other guys, but like he's really the only guy, like really the guy, right? They have other like role players, but he's the only guy on that team that really people are probably scared of, and he took down the Suns basically by himself, and now they're in the Western Conference Finals.
Warriors will
And
beat them.
Yeah, what I was
yeah,
saying-
but like I mean, you said the Suns were gonna beat them.
What
They
I was
didn't do
saying
it.
this morning was Dallas is such an offensively minded team Like just all the players.
They got to shoot. They're gonna have to outshoot you.
Yeah, but
That's
the
a hard
thing
team
is,
to play against. Against the
night-
Warriors, outshoot them.
Last
Over,
night,
boys. Over.
Last night they played defense. Like you hold the
Yeah.
Suns. I mean, the
Right.
Suns didn't shoot well, but I mean, you hold the Suns to 27 points in the first half.
Look
If
at
the
how
Mavs
many
string
points they
together-
did.
If the Mavericks string together games defensively like that, I mean,
Yeah, it's gonna be hard to beat.
Series. Yeah.
Who y'all got? Y'all got the Warriors in that
Well, I'm
series.
gonna have to go back.
What about the?
I'm
What
doing
about
this
the?
for
What about
first time
the?
in
What
my
about?
life.
Who's got
I'm
home court
slandering
advantage?
The
Devin
next
Booker.
one's the one you want.
No, hold on. I'm going back. I'm slandering Devin Booker. This is gonna be the first time ever putting Devin Booker slander.
Go ahead.
This is what happens when you play him physical. You play him rough. He's a flop. Like he flops a lot. Devin Booker flops a lot. He was talking a lot.
He's a
of
finesse.
shit.
He's a finesse player.
He
He
is
was
dating-
finesse,
He's
and
dating
He is a finesse
Kardashian Jenner. I mean, this is what's supposed to happen.
He
and
can
they-
ball, but he is a finesse player.
He's
all
like
of it.
I like his game. I think he's very good. I think he's smooth, but he
gotta be
is
tougher.
He's you get up in his shit.
No more
Playoffs get physical. You get up in his shit. It's tough. It's
No more Kobe comparisons.
no
more.
No. You can't.
Done.
No mom. You don't have. I mean,
None.
listen. You can't be. And he said it too. He said, "Don't
Right,
compare me to
right.
Kobe." Like I'm not. You can't compare. People are so quick to throw out comparisons. I'm like,
Right.
well, first of all, let's fucking slow down, right? Like, you weren't comparing Kobe to. You have to wait till the end of their career to
Right.
compare players, right? Like, maybe you could say, oh, the style of game compares to him, but like, there's a lot more that goes into an elite athlete and a guy like Kobe Bryant than just the way he plays on the court. Like, as far as like skill.
I would just say their style's the same because
His
they have the same
mentality-
turnaround because
Yeah.
he was a Kobe fan.
They
So
have some of the similar moves, but the level of competitor that Kobe is. I mean,
It's just
nobody-
not-
Well, his
Yeah.
mentality, the way he
Right.
goes about things, the way what happens off the court as far as like mentally and this preparation, like you don't know any of that. The only reason you know that about Kobe is because he was such an elite player for
Right.
so long that it was hard not to notice it, right? Like stories got written about him, books got written about him. He had the Mamba mentality. The older his career got, or later on in his career, the older he got, the more open and the more he talked about it, right? And that's
Yeah.
how you know, right? You don't know what these guys are yet because they're still so fucking young. Like, I hate those
Was
comparisons.
Booker 24?
Nah, he's a little. I think he's maybe 20,
25.
27, maybe.
Same age as Carl Anthony Towns.
Yeah, they're in that same draft.
He's 25.
25. Oh,
yeah.
Jesus.
I mean, yeah, he left that
Yeah.
Feels like he's been
freshman
in the
year.
league for 10 years, too.
Yeah. That's same with
He dropped 73s.
same with Brandon Ingram. I thought Brandon Ingram was like 27. He's 24.
Yeah.
It's unbelievable.
One and done, baby.
The next series though, the Eastern Conference
Yeah,
Finals.
yeah.
That's your series.
That is
Yeah, it's a little bit of a
My-
throwback feel.
Yeah. Hey, this is gonna be
Celtics.
talking about physical.
physical. Well,
This shit is going. There's gonna be fights.
I mean,
There's gonna be
young,
a fight.
Jimmy's fighting somebody.
There's gonna be
Marcus.
a fight.
smart.
This is going. I
PJ
cannot
Tucker.
wait to watch that.
y'all talk about somebody being
That's
like
some throwback
Kobe.
baseball-
If
basketball.
anybody, if there was any young player that would be like Kobe, it would be Jason Tatum. For me, he has that step back jumper.
I think he's
that,
starting
that,
to, I
that
think he's
dog
starting
in
to
him.
get that. I think he's starting to get.
Yeah,
that
he's
dog.
starting to get that like that Mamba like type of feel to him.
Here
And the way
again,
he plays,
it's a
he's
big
just
series.
smooth.
I'm not comparing
I'm
anybody.
not comparing him.
comparing him.
saying-
I'm just saying if-
I just think he's finally starting to show like some.
No doubt. And look, you said that. The game 6, you said this is Jason
legacy
Tatum's
game.
legacy game. Like, if he doesn't go out and perform, because when they need him most, I won't believe that he's going to be great. And he went out there and he balled out and they won the game. And that game 6 won them the
that
series.
series. I mean, that game 6 was we have Jason Tatum and you don't.
Yeah.
And
And,
we're
and,
just gonna win.
Giannis put up, they
But
put
that's
on
kinda
a show.
That's kind of been him the entire second half of this year. I think the second half of this season for him has been way different than it's been his whole career, and it's like showing up game after game right now too.
Where do you put Tatum? Is he a top 5 player to you?
Talk to me after this series. We'll talk.
Yeah, let me see. Let me see what happens.
I think this Heat series.
Yeah, let me see what
Find the
happens.
hurdle.
Talk to me
Has a
after
lot
this
of
series.
weight.
We'll see.
A lot of it, I'm a little nervous, just the way the media is and the way Jimmy Butler is wired. Jimmy loves to talk shit, and he will find
Jimmy
anything to
love.
motivate him. I mean, community college kid was homeless. There's a lot of talk. It's just like Giannis and Tatum. It's like, what the fuck about me? I mean,
Right,
Jimmy
yeah.
could go
Well,
out, lock you up.
The Heat had not been getting any publicity at all in this
Quietest
postseason. Now,
one seed
they've-
ever.
yeah, because they keep winning and they take care of business. They haven't had like the game. They haven't had the big moments in some of the other series. I
They
don't
don't
think.
have any of those polarizing.
But
Right.
let's just be honest, they don't have an absolute.
Yeah,
true
but like
superstar.
Jimmy is like.
Jimmy's a star.
Yeah.
he's not a true superstar.
Yeah,
I
that's what he
know,
takes it
but like,
personally, you know what I
but
mean?
that's what I
Right.
mean though. But
Exactly.
like, Yeah, I'm with you. I'm with you. I just
that's-
I love
that's the
Jimmy.
only
I
reason
love
why.
Jimmy. I love Jimmy. I love him.
Love him. Yeah,
of course. I think everyone.
Well, I mean,
when
that
it
clip
comes
of
to,
him going into the locker room after the Sixers series.
You want me
yelling,
over Tobias?
Pick Tobias over me. I mean, you gotta love it.
Yeah. I mean, that's the series that I'm looking for. Now, like, I'm gonna watch obviously the Mavericks and the Warriors because of the electric offense they're gonna have, and like I love to watch Luka. I love to watch Steph and like that all stuff. But as far as like wanting to watch basketball, like actual basketball, I cannot wait to watch the Heat Celtics
And
because
it's
this is gonna be a
physical.
heavyweight battle. People are going to be banging.
If the league lets this man win a championship, I would be hurt.
What's
And
that?
then
Wait.
How old is he?
Wait, look, click the picture. Click the picture.
Whoa.
and
He
get
looks
the replies.
14 and is probably professional ball. That's
Yeah,
just
no,
crazy.
Luka Doncic, baby.
Hey, bro, the league can let that guy is going to win a lot of championships in this league.
he is.
Wait until he loses like 15 pounds.
Yeah, he does have a low baby fat, but you know. Yeah.
What is he, 20?
But I don't know if he.
Yeah.
wants
I'm in
to
defense
lose
from him. He's an NBA superstar from Slovenia. Let him have his summer of alcohol.
I mean, he
and
was-
woman.
He's been this good since the
14,
since the
dude.
day
Yeah.
he stepped on the court.
I mean, he was probably 14 in that
No, yeah,
picture.
he was playing professional.
He was
basketball.
professional ball at 14.
He is 23.
it. Yeah. He
Lucas
was,
23.
I thought he was
Lucas
22.
he was
yeah.
winning like EuroLeague MVPs
Yeah.
as like a 17-year-old.
He's gonna win championships for sure. Like Mark
He's
Cuban's
hell.
pretty pumped. You go from Dirk
Yeah.
to him.
But so
You're
you-
happy.
Yeah.
You're
I
happy.
agree with that.
You're in a good spot. You did good. You did good overseas.
What are you gonna do? Game one. The Celtics are not the favorites.
I know. I was looking at. I know. It's game one's tomorrow. Is it
Tuesday.
today?
Yeah, 8:30
No, tomorrow.
or 7:30.
There's a game tonight though.
No shot.
No.
No game tonight.
no,
Two
no,
games,
no.
2 days off. No game Sunday. No games Monday. Game tomorrow. I don't know. I think I like the Heat.
Miami
you
went
just want to do
7.
Such a dogfight. You know what I
Did
mean?
Miami go 7 last series?
No.
Okay,
no,
well,
they
that's
went
my point.
That
That's
was
why.
6,
That's
right?
why they're
That was
favored in
6.
that first game because Boston went 7. So
Are they in Miami? They're in Miami, right?
They're in
Miami's
Miami.
the
yeah,
one
in
seed.
Miami, Boston went 7.
I think I'm gonna take I'll take Miami game 1.
Yeah.
Now
I'm definitely.
I
taking him.
But
I
Celtics
don't know
take
though
game one,
because
then,
hey
like-
because the Celtics are hot. They won game 7. Like they didn't have this. Like they're kind of rolling a little bit. Maybe they won 2 games in a row. 2
taking
elimination
Miami.
games in a row.
I mean, shit. They beat that. They swept the Nets and they beat Giannis.
I'm going Heat. I'm not talking myself.
I'm
out
going
of this.
Miami game.
I'm not talking myself out of this. I'm going Heat. What are you going? What are you going, Matt? Are you going Mavs? Warriors.
Ah, dude, I mean, Warriors in 5. You're
Yeah.
not beating the Warriors with Reggie
Yeah.
Bullock in your starting lineup. I don't care how good.
Isn't it?
Luka
It's
is.
Bullock. That's
No,
how they're
it's not
pronouncing it.
Bullock. I don't know where we're
Pronounce
getting-
it.
Why they now?
I don't know
I
where
don't know,
we
me
get
either.
Bullock
Because maybe
from.
it is. Maybe it is.
Reggie
maybe
Bullock.
That is it,
Someone's like, he's from
but-
England. I'm like, dude, he's from Baltimore.
His name is Reggie Bullock.
Bullock.
It was Bullock when he played at UNC, and now it's just Bullock out of like the last 3 months. I think it's because there's so many foreign guys on the
Yeah, they
Mavericks.
gotta make
They
everybody
adopted
foreign.
him.
I don't know, dude. I don't. I'm not gonna be so quick to say, "Oh yeah, Warriors in 5." I'm not saying the Warriors aren't gonna win the series, but
Well, I mean, the
I
Mavs
think
have
you're-
the
yeah, I
best
think
player
you're-
in the series.
you are.
Ooh,
a statement.
even with Steph and Clay on the court, and
No, not-
Jordan
I wouldn't
Poole
put Clay in
playing
that
like
conversation.
It's not in
right
the
now.
conversation. It's out of Steph and Luca.
Yeah.
Unless Clay's game 6.
Hey,
Right now,
yeah,
it's Luka.
game 6 Clay. You can't play with him.
Right, Clay's the best player in the series in Game 6.
And one that may not even happen. He's in a game that may not even happen. But no, I don't think that. I wouldn't be so quick. I mean, dude, nobody thought they were gonna beat the Suns.
I mean,
You know what I mean? Like,
It's been a good run.
I don't know if this. Maybe the Suns were just a flawed team. The Pelicans
been a
took them to
good
7.
Pelicans should have beat him.
should have been. Well, also, Devin Booker was out for a few games, but Pelicans should have beat him.
Maybe they're just a flawed team.
I got Golden State in this series.
I mean, I do too.
Golden State and how
I would
many?
like to listen as a
I got Golden
fan
State
as a
too.
fan of
Golden State
competition.
and what?
In 6.
As a fan of competition, I would like to see both series go to Game 7.
You should be commissioner.
Yeah, I would. If,
As a fan of-
if you could just make the series, every series go to Game 7, I would love
As a
it.
fan
I
of
would love it.
competition, a fan of gambling, I would like 7 games.
The
on
league's
both
a fan of
series
that
to
too because they
gamble.
make way more money.
Right.
I feel good.
Everyone's all.
Who do you think the league? Who do you think the league wants in the finals? Golden State and who?
Who do you? I don't think they would matter on both.
The
of them.
I think the Celtics.
Actually, yeah. I think
Yeah.
they would love
But like
Golden
you have the
State
Heat. The Heat's a great market.
though. Just a little more
NBA
star power
market.
on both.
Young Tatum versus young Luca.
Yeah. But
Whoa.
not that. I think
You want-
they would.
they don't want the Mavs in there.
Nah.
They want Steph in there.
They would love Luca in there, but they're them facing Steph and everything. Yeah.
Yeah, they want one
I think
more.
they want the Warriors and the Celtics, but they don't always get what they
I
want.
feel so guilty as a Celtics fan. We ruined such a great series. That Game 7 sucked.
But you won.
I know, but like legacy, like if it was like a wire to like a crazy Game 7,
Yeah, I know.
that would have been
I
like one of the best
It
series.
was a good first half.
like the last 5 years.
It was a good first half.
Yeah,
And then the Celtics just blew the door open.
Giannis didn't have legs in the second half though.
Yeah.
Like you could tell, like he was missing layups at the
I hope
basket.
he deserves some more chicken minis. He
Yeah.
played his heart out.
That's what he likes. That's his move.
He ate 100 after
Hey,
they won.
I like Giannis because he's a kid, dude.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
And he's so genuine about things. And that's why he's so likable. Because he's just
Hey, I could watch that clip.
the
of him
simple things to him like is a
discovering
huge.
dipping Oreos,
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
it's the
Right.
funniest thing ever.
Like the simple things to
He has
him
to
like
I'll
make
do
a
this
big
all the
difference.
Wait, like a couple of weeks ago, he posted a video of him like stacking
Yeah, you haven't seen it.
Oreos.
Like,
into
apparently he
a-
does that all the time. He,
into
like,
a
stacks
bowl.
Oh, into his bowl, he like
Yeah.
makes them nice and neat. Yeah. He
like he's Giannis.
I
How can you
love
not root for
Giannis.
that?
Right after the championship, he's at Chick-fil-A. I need a 50-piece chicken
100.
McNugget. 100 piece. Yeah.
100 chicken minis.
Yep.
And that's what happens.
And they
when
didn't
you're
That
even-
sounds like a
7 feet tall.
stomach ache from hell.
They didn't even know it was Giannis.
I
at
do.
the-
I
at the
do
drive-thru.
would
Like,
love to hammer me some chicken.
Oh, chicken
You
minutes.
pound 100?
No, I'll go to 30. I'll go 30 piece.
I'm going 30 piece.
I always order 30 piece.
Yeah,
Now
I'll
I'll go.
those in the fridge. Like, what are you doing with that?
I'll go 30 piece, and then I'll eat 20, and then I'll save the 10, and I'll just gradually throughout the day snack on the 10.
20 chicken minis, Mikey. Damn.
No, chicken,
nuggets.
just chicken
Just
nuggets.
Oh, okay.
Not the
Oh, I
minis.
thought you meant the mini. Still,
Nah,
like,
just
damn,
nuggets.
son.
Off bread.
I'm not a big minis fan. I'm not a big minis fan.
I like the minis.
I like the
I
chicken
like some
biscuits,
minis.
and I
Dude.
like the burrito.
When we freaking someone brought Chick-fil-A once. We had
Mikey
chicken
brought
minis
us
here,
a bunch
and
of
some
Chick-fil-A.
asshole just took all the chicken out and just left the bread.
Oh, that was Jordy.
That was the most mean thing you
That was
ever
Jordy.
did.
Wait, boss man.
Wait, what do you do?
That was Jordy. Jordy likes to eat
He
just
just
a nugget.
ate the chicken out of
So I
the
opened a
chicken
box full of chicken minis and just the bread.
I know.
Hey, you got carb load, bro. You got a carb load.
I
Throw
ate the
some
bread.
honey on there.
I
You're
ate
good
the
to
bread.
go.
I mean, I'm not gonna say I did. I ate the bread, just plain bread.
Yeah, I mean, look, they're good,
It's
buttery,
great bread.
no doubt. All right, NBA talk. I love NBA. I love what's happening.
It's gonna be a
But
good series.
It's gonna be a great series. It's gonna be fun, entertaining. Bet the overs in the Mavericks series and bet the unders in the other series. That's what I would assume.
We can ask Wingo what
Bet
he
the
thinks.
over in fouls and the Heat. Celtics
Yeah,
series.
but is that? Can you do that?
I don't know.
Can you bet the fouls?
You should.
Should be able to bet the fouls. That would
I would
be
like
good.
that. Maybe the Tatum. Maybe bet the points over the points. I don't
For
know what they're
Tatum?
gonna be. Not the
Probably
first
gonna-
game. Not
they're
the
gonna
first
probably
game.
have around 28.
I'm gonna give them a couple. I'm gonna give them a
33.
couple games to kind of feel out the Heat because I think the Heat are gonna lock them down the first game.
I'm
They're
there.
gonna do.
I think Heat are just gonna hit so many threes.
They're
That
gonna
is
play
one-
defense and hit threes.
Max Strus.
And Bubble Boy.
That is one knock I have on Jason Tatum. He fouls way too much. Like in the yes, he fouls a lot.
Let's talk
He
about
does
it.
foul a lot.
Let's talk about it. Go.
The basket for making so many shots?
No, he fouls a lot.
He fouls a lot?
That was
He fouls more. He fouls too much for a
when they
superstar.
called the foul on him. through
But they do call
Thompson
some
when he
bad
What do you
ran
feel
through.
about
Are
that?
you
What do you feel about
fucking
that
kidding
take?
me?
What do you feel about that take? Do you think he fouls too much?
No. I think
Why do you
Giannis
think he
does.
fouls too much?
It's just something like in like crunch games.
Is it? Do you have
he's always
numbers?
in foul
Do you
trouble.
have do you have numbers just to back that up?
I do,
Did you get that off the internet? Where did you find that
Yeah,
information
man.
from?
Get that from Tiger Droppings?
Where'd you get your information
That-
from?
got it from Tiger Droppings.
Bet the over on Marcus Smart's cheeks hitting the ground. Whatever that is. I guarantee he's gonna lead the
There's gonna be a
don't know why I
fight.
don't
Marcus
like him.
Smart and
PJ?
Tucker.
You think PJ is? I think it's gonna be Jimmy.
I mean, maybe, but I don't
Jimmy's
know.
gonna get in a couple fights. I think over under 2 fights, Jimmy gets in throughout the course of the series.
Imagine
I think-
I think
Now,
that's
no
why
punches being thrown, but there's gonna be some shoves, and there may be a couple double
I
techs.
got one, but he gonna look at you a lot. He gonna stare you in the eyes and let you.
I got a conspiracy. I think Ben Simmons is most emotionally distraught, not from the Philly fans, but
Jimmy?
still from what Jimmy Butler
Just
saying,
rating him in practice every day. Straight Kobe him in practice every day.
verbally walking him like a dog.
I don't understand. I mean, the Ben Simmons thing. I don't understand. Why don't you just say your back's hurting? Why did you have to go the other route before you had surgery? That would have saved you a
He's
lot
hedging.
of. That would have saved you a lot of energy and a lot of explaining and a lot of fucking criticism.
Who's in his ear? Like, I mean,
Not enough
mean,
people.
Rich
Or not the
Paul's
right
his
people.
Not
agent.
Jimmy anymore. That's who's in his ear.
That's for sure. All right, changing gears to the NFL. We're gonna move on from the NBA, move on to the NFL. NFL's king. 18 weeks left until the season starts. We talked a
How
little
do
bit.
they do it? How do they get you so involved?
They talk to you about every.
How do
Look,
they get you so involved?
hey,
Damn, it's
they
only
have
15.
the lotteries tomorrow though. NBA.
NBA lotteries tomorrow.
We didn't mention that NBA lotteries tomorrow.
Pels could get top 10
Pels
pick.
can, yeah, they're gonna have a top 10. If they can get that 4th pick,
Jaden Ivey.
they can get Jaden Ivey, and that is the perfect player to add to the
That'd be
team.
great. We need a point guard.
Yeah,
We need
you
a
do.
point guard. A new point guard.
Or you guys can get Chet Holmgren and you can play point.
No, no,
Good night.
I don't want Chet.
Yeah, I'm out.
Chet's gonna be one of the first 3 off the board.
No doubt, but he's good. I just don't want.
Yeah,
he
yeah.
doesn't play like we don't. There's no
Hey,
need
he
for
wouldn't fit
him.
on this Pelicans.
Yeah, there's no need right there. Okay,
Chet in New
now.
Orleans. Nah.
Yeah, you think Chet? He probably needs it. He probably needs to gain a little
Well,
weight.
yeah, that's what they've always said.
You
They
need to
should
get him a
draft
little.
Chet.
So he can get
Hey,
him a little
where's
city
that?
girl.
You gotta get some weight.
Chet.
I look. Okay, now we are changing gears to the NFL. We talked a little about Drew, right? Drew had Drew's been in the media a little bit in the media, but now he's been the talk of the media because of him coming back. Ain't happening. Not coming back. Not going to be playing for the Saints. Dennis Allen, I think the Saints had a golf tournament or something, and the Saints, Dennis Allen had an interview and saying that, I think he said that in jest. I think you're right, Dennis. I think that's what happens. He was joking. He wasn't being serious. He also mentioned playing the senior tour of golf. I feel like every athlete that's pretty good at golf talks about, I'm going to make the senior tour. But none of them can. I mean, golf's hard, right? And then he talks about being a pickleball champion.
Be awesome.
Like, he's not, like, he's enjoying his time. He's going to be in the media doing something. I think we all agree on that. But as far as his old team and our team that we like, Saints, I think they set themselves up to put them to be in a really, really, really good spot, right? Like, they've proven that they can beat the Bucks regular season.
Yeah.
They own the Bucks, right? They were 4-0 the last 2 years against Brady in the regular season. I know Brady won the postseason, right? They beat the Bucks last year without Jameis. Defense got even better. I think the defense is better this year than they were last year based off who they've added. They have Tyron, who I know you lose Marcus Williams. We had this conversation.
Marcus May.
Would you rather Marcus Williams or Tyron Matthew?
We already had this.
We already had this Tyron Matthew. Not because Marcus Williams isn't good. Tyron Matthew's very good, but I'd rather have the leadership. You got Marcus May. Now you have 2 safeties. Now you flipped your safeties. Instead of having Jenkins and Williams, you have Marcus May and Tyron.
Hey, I'll just say this. Just think back a little bit here. So, Jameis Winston led the league in touchdowns and interceptions on a Bucks team that
He went 30-30.
That went 8-8, right? That year, correct?
Yeah.
Finished the season 8-8. The next year, the Bucks win the championship. I wouldn't say that this is exactly that Bucks team, but I would say that we might have a slightly better offense when it comes to skill position players, right? It's hard to imagine the Saints not scratching double-digit wins this year, not threatening for the division lead, not in a playoff situation.
I put the over. I put a futures in over 8 wins. Like, I have that.
It's hard to imagine that, right?
Playmakers.
You could see, you saw the improvements Jameis made last year as the season progressed, right? You had Jameis at the beginning of this. Now, the first game was an anomaly, right? He had a great game.
8-8, and Jameis threw 30 picks. 30.
First person ever do
You
that.
could just cut that in half.
You go 12-4.
I mean, come on now.
You go 30 touchdowns, 15 interceptions, you're in the Pro Bowl.
5,000. You also had 5,000 yards.
And he threw 5,000 yards. Yes. But you saw it last year when he started. First game of the season, that was a crazy game. He didn't throw a bunch of yards, ton of touchdowns, deep ball, whatever, right? And then after that, you had some not so great moments, some great moments, but there wasn't the interceptions. You were not having the turnovers that you had in the past. He wasn't fumbling, he wasn't throwing picks.
Too, when you have I've said this for a long time. I don't know how much people agree with this. It is what it is. Drew was great for the Saints offense. Believe it or not, whether you agree with it or not, I personally think Michael Thomas was the biggest asset to that offense. When he was gone, you had no one that's running these intermediate routes that's winning pretty much every single route.
He's going to catch everything.
Everything.
Yeah.
You didn't have that anymore. So you no longer had – so Drew's not a deep threat guy. Drew didn't throw that. You didn't have the intermediate guy. You didn't have a tight end. Who were we getting the ball to?
Alvin Kamara.
So
That's it.
So my point is
Taysom Hill.
when it was like, hey, Drew's out, we're not as good. I'm like, nah, Michael Thomas is the one that's really killing.
No doubt.
Right. He's not in there and healthy. He's back. You added a jack of all trades with Olave. That's a rookie. It might take him a little bit to come on. It might not.
Because he runs great routes. That's my thing.
You added him in there.
Yes.
You added another, like, literally in between the numbers, like, dog in Jarvis.
And a leader.
If he can
Leader.
stay,
A leader.
and a leader.
Right.
If he can stay healthy. You still got, what's his name? The tall guy that came back.
Traquan Smith, Marquez Callaway.
You still got them two. You still got the little guy. I mean,
Yeah.
good Lord.
You have this is the most offensive talent they've had in a very, very,
So my
very
point
long
is
time.
if Jameis could do what he did there, if he could cut the mistakes down just in half.
But he did that. That's my
I know.
point.
I'm
That's
just
my
saying
point.
over a season.
Right.
You know, like not
Right.
over a 6-week span, over
Right.
a season. You can cut that down in half. How can they not win 10 games?
And that's my point. I think that
Depends how long Kamara's out for.
Yeah, right. But
4
but
games.
even if no, look, Alvin's. I'm not saying that you can replace him. You can't. But even if he is out, you have enough weapons around the Saints to be able to manage that for the first let's say 4 weeks. So if he's out for 4 weeks, first 4 weeks, because you still have Ingram, who is still in a fit now. If he stays healthy, when he's healthy, he's fine. You have the outside, you have the threats on the outside now, and you have a guy who everywhere on this field is available. He has this big enough arm to be able to make any throw on the field. So now you stretch the field lengthwise, and it opens everything up for the runners. I think that the Saints are in a really good spot. I think that you saw last year the adjustments he made as far as like understanding the games and processes and reading defenses and making the reads and getting out there quick. And he got hurt, which I don't think it was a good thing that he got hurt, but I think he's made it into a good thing. I think he said, okay, I saw the improvements that I made. I saw how good that we can be without the talent that we have. I see the talent. They believe in me because they gave me a deal, and now I'm rehabbing. I'm working my ass off to get even back. So he's still hungry to do that. He's not getting complacent.
I'll say this, like over the past.
He's a great soundbite, but he's a very
years.
cliche guy.
Well, yeah, of course, yeah.
But it's okay. I think he's a genuine.
That's why I love him.
Yeah, I think he's a genuinely
it's
good person.
Hilarious.
Yeah,
It's really
awesome.
funny.
No doubt.
To talk. But if you think about like the past 15 years and you think about the height of Drew's career,
Yeah.
it's when Drew was stretching the field like vertically, right? Like
Colston.
But how did he do it? Marcus Colston was running deep comebacks and over them, and you had Jimmy Graham over the middle of the field.
Yeah.
He didn't have to throw outside the numbers, which is where most guys will stretch the field at. Jimmy was at his best. It's hard to find a guy like Jimmy that can do that. But now you have pretty much all of that with a bigger arm.
Here's my thing. Olave, right? We drafted
Yeah.
Olave, right? Why do we draft Olave? He has top end speed. He can take the top off, but he's an elite route runner, right? So imagine this. Ted Ginn had one thing, and that was, I'm going to beat you down the field, and I'm going to see how far you can go, and I'm going to go. Now, every now and then, he would go, and he had to. The cornerback had to respect him, right? So he bails out, and every now and then he shuts it down and comes back, and he gets these. He could get a 10-yard out, 15-yard comeback around at will.
Yeah.
Right? Now, but he wasn't a great route runner, and he didn't have great hands. He dropped a bunch of balls. Olave's got all three. Great route runner, can take the top off the defense, and has great hands. He's very smooth. So can you imagine him taking the top off the defense, having Michael Thomas on the other side getting open at will, so people can't ignore him.
Or their game plan.
You have Jarvis on the inside going the other way, and then you have the Olave going on top where the cornerback has to defend that, but then he's a great route runner, so you have to bail, and he's going to be open. It's going to be the offense is going to be fun.
Olave's
Can't,
huge.
the thing is if we can get health, and obviously health is huge for any team, right? But if you can get health, it's really, really, really hard if you say, hey, okay, we're going to take this guy out of the game plan this week, that there's not at least two more that can
Get you.
dominate
Hey,
you.
and here's the other thing.
Not like kind of get you dominate you.
Hey, here's the other thing. You have like, since Jameis went down, you didn't have the deep ball, right? Like, you didn't have it with Drew, you didn't have it with Jameis, and Alvin Kamara was still that effective. Now you have the deep ball and you have the stretch,
That's
the
also-
length,
but
like
that's also-
unbelievable.
but that's
Saves
also
them a
why I
little,
think-
too.
Hey, I'm just saying this. That's also why I think, like, at the beginning of the year, like, if they can get those guys to come on quick and play well, like Jarvis and Olave, it won't really matter if Alvin's not there.
Right.
Because
Right.
that's how much is going to be open up for him.
How good can Jarvis be? I don't know if the recency bias of just how awful it was in Cleveland. We haven't seen much. Can we get
I think-
Miami?
No.
Well,
I don't think you can get Miami.
Well, because you're not going to get the volume.
Yeah,
off
you're not
it.
going to get the volume. Like there's not enough. There's not enough pigskin to go around, right?
Yeah,
but
yeah,
I
yeah.
think he's going to be really good.
I think he's going to be. I think
Whatever
he
that
could.
role
I
is
think
gonna
he could be a 1,000-yard receiver.
Yeah, I think that like what we saw Emmanuel Sanders do. I think Jarvis can do that, and then just a little bit more.
More.
You know what I mean, just add on to that.
Because they're gonna be like,
but I
everyone
think
beat
he's
us
at.
but
I think he's
Thomas.
at the place in his career now where, like, hey, look, I'm going to be a part of something special. I'm back home. I want to win a championship. I'm going to do what I'm going to do. I'm really good. I'm going to make the catches. I'm going to make the hard yards. I'm going to be your third down guy. And I don't care if I don't get 1,500 yards receiving.
Right.
Like, I'm good with 850 to 1,000 yards receiving as your number 2 option or number 3 option, as long as have a chance to win a national world championship.
80 plus catches on the season or no?
A lot of it gets 80 plus.
It depends on. This is the first time we're not gonna have Sean calling plays.
Yeah.
So it depends on how they're gonna try to, if they're gonna limit Jameis on how many balls he throws the course of a game. If Jameis is throwing the ball 30 times a game, he gets 80 plus catches.
I'm honestly, I'm thinking about it right now. I could see, just because of who Jameis is, thinking about it, I could see this being a quote unquote statistically down year for Kamara.
Yeah.
I could see that happening.
That saves.
Yeah.
No, I agree, but I'm just saying I could see that happening.
I can see Kamara having. Now that was a big thing, right? Jameis wasn't great at the check downs. He wasn't great at the underneath routes. He was a little inaccurate. He got better, but he was a little inaccurate. If he can improve that, I can see Kamara having the same type of receiving year that he's had in the past.
Well, no, the reason why I'm saying that is because, I think for the type of arm and type of person and personality that Jameis is, I think he's going to push these check downs more to the Jarvis and the Olaves when they're running underneath.
Yeah, well, they needed to give him help. I mean, you saw what happened to McCaffrey. Now, Kamara's been unbelievable. As far as I know, he's been hurt sometimes,
he's
but
been unbelievable health-wise.
He's been he's for the amount of
what you're asking him
workload,
to do
exactly.
with the position, he's been unbelievable.
But you see what happens to McCaffrey. McCaffrey is their offense, and he gets hurt every year because it's almost impossible to have that much producing that much and having that much. Having the ball in your hand that much as a running back to stay healthy. Exactly. Exactly.
I mean, how do you
exactly
stay healthy?
I think it's going to be good. I think Kamara's. His numbers may be down a tick, but I think he's going to be more. I think he's going to be more efficient and more effective.
No, I think he still has a good year. I just think his numbers, from what we're used to seeing, may be down.
Yeah, I'm with you.
Touchdowns might be up.
Another storyline would be Taysom is back in that weapon role.
Right.
Now you can put him in third down, run as quarterback.
I keep forgetting about that, but I'm thinking about, he's even someone that can stretch the middle.
I like to see Taysom wear some gloves though when he plays tight end. Let's put some gloves on there. Get a little extra tack. Okay, I don't like the no glove things.
Bro, he's a freaking baller.
Yeah, but I don't like the no glove things. I think he wore the no glove things because of playing quarterback. Yeah, he wore the gloves. Put the gloves on.
Quarterback for Taysom.
But he's open. He's gonna outrun any type of.
Fuck yeah.
He is going to be.
We had this whole conversation and didn't even speak about it.
Did not even mention him. And now we're mentioning him.
We mentioned Deontay. Well, it's not Harris anymore. He changed
Hardy.
We mentioned him. We mentioned the other two guys, and we didn't even mention him yet. Think about that.
This guy runs a 4.4. He's a 230-pound tight end.
This is why I said,
4.4.
I hope he takes over that tight end spot because if he's stretching the field, it's not even fair.
I would like to see him in the backfield more.
I think that's possible, especially if they don't pull the trigger on another running back.
And if Alvin's hurt for a little bit,
and Alvin's out for those first 4 weeks.
I mean, honestly, I know he fumbles, but can you not see him as a running back?
What? No, I mean, that's what he is.
He's like an H-back, just like an athlete.
Right.
He's
but I get it.
Athlete,
any other H-back in the NFL can't play running back.
Right.
He can't.
That's why I say he's like an athlete, essentially in the NFL. He's a pro athlete.
I'm a huge Taysom fan. I don't think he needs to throw the football.
No.
But if you want to put him at quarterback and let him run, that's fine.
Flea flicker it with him one time.
Trick plays.
A little reverse pass
a little gimmicky stuff. But we went through the entire offense and did not mention him, and that's impressive.
I think he's gonna be a big piece.
If our offensive tackle that we drafted can not play past the whistle, apparently that was the big.
Handsy.
That was Mel Kiper's big knock on him, is he plays a little past the whistle. Well, hey Mel, I'd rather hone that back than try to say, hey, you gotta play harder.
Yeah, Mel, take him to the fucking bus. Honestly, actually, take him out the stadium.
If he can catch on quickly as an offensive tackle, that is huge.
I'm sitting here thinking about this, and I'm like, if you're a defensive coordinator, how in the hell do you scheme up for those weapons in that offense.
You're gonna have to go. The only way you scheme is you're gonna have to put pressure on him and see what happens when you put pressure on Jameis. Because you can't. If you're gonna say I'm gonna play your strip, there's no way.
Well, that
I
was
agree, but if Jameis is any decent at playing,
And he got better. He got
that's
better.
way too many one-on-ones around the board.
because you saw
Someone's gonna be open.
you
Way
saw
too
in
many.
his second game last year against Carolina.
Yeah, we were there. We watched it.
They started pressuring pressuring him, and he made some of those tough decisions. But you saw him against Tampa Bay. He didn't do that. He started running the ball.
Yeah,
before he
and
got hurt.
that's the thing is Jameis can run better than people think he can run.
But look, I'll go back to this because you're 100% right on that. But like, all right, let's also go back to that game. We had Kamara in the backfield.
Right.
There was no Michael Thomas. What other receivers did we? What
Right.
other real threats did we have?
Right.
We didn't. So like, it's that pressure is more of a thing because we didn't have anybody getting open quick.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like that's a real thing. So
Yeah, put Olave one-on-one and Thomas.
right, that's what I'm saying.
And my thing is, do you really want to be pressuring this team with the weapons that they have? Like
Exactly.
you send pressure, that
No,
means you have to play man.
Exactly.
So that gives Jameis a chance to dump it off.
Well, it's
to
gonna
Kamara,
obviously it's gonna be
dump it
based off
to
the
Jarvis.
team you play. Like if they match up well, corner on the outside man coverage, they're gonna put more pressure on you, right? And if you have, but I think that's if you can get to him quick enough, then it doesn't matter if you're playing man or not. It's gonna be too hard for him to get. Now that's the adjustment that Jameis started making. Was okay. I either gotta get the ball out quick, or I gotta make I gotta say okay, he's not open, run. He's not open, run. Now you don't want him to go one read and run, but that was the adjustment that he made to be able to counteract all of the pressure. I mean, it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be a fun season.
It's just really hard if you think about it to go around the league and just think in your head, where else can you find a pseudo number? I guess 2 or 3. You could flip flop them because I don't know exactly how they're going to play them. But like guys like Jarvis and guys like Olave who are going to willingly take that 2 or 3 role into an offense with this kind of weapon.
Well, then you have
That's
Marcus
crazy.
Callaway, who's I think in the and the number one, he's not. That's not what
he's
you
not
want.
a
But
one
he's
at all.
as a 3. He's a great 3. I think.
Jump ball.
You know, like he put up some numbers last year, like he did, with an offense that was a shell of what they're going to be this year. I mean, this is the deepest offensive roster they've had in a very, very long time.
And they're doing it without Sean Payton.
And they're doing it without Sean Payton. And
Speaking
Sean
of Sean Payton, there has been this is his Twitter page right now. They've kind of announced that he will be going to Fox.
duh.
It's been so.
So maybe
Really?
that's the move, right? Maybe
and
Drew
Drew
is going to
both
follow him to
together?
Fox, and they're going to be together so that Sean can open him up a little bit. I think Sean's going to crush it on TV.
I agree.
I think he's going to be because you see him on the way. If the way he talks on Twitter is how he's going to be on air.
Using that personality.
It's going to be awesome because he is all over people on Twitter, and he's
Right.
funny on Twitter. He's great on social media, and I think his personality is starting to open up, and I think he's going to crush it. He's going to crush it. He's going to be good.
So is that confirmed? Pretty much.
Well, Sean
Bro,
put it as his
It's
backdrop on
yeah,
Twitter.
Sean's backdrop.
So I
on
think
Twitter
that pretty much confirms it. I think that pretty.
that thing or no?
I think that pretty much seals it. But when Drew was in New Orleans, right? Drew mentored Jameis, right? I think that was a big thing, right?
That was huge for
And
him.
then there's a big conversation after the draft that Ryan Tannehill came out and said that he's not going to mentor Malik Willis, right? Which, listen, when you're in the middle of your career and you still have years left and you're the starting quarterback, no.
No,
You're not going to
see.
come out and say, oh, I'm going to mentor this guy and take my position. No. It's up to this guy who we draft to be in my hip pocket and learn from me. That's not my job to baby this guy. We're professionals. We're in the NFL, right? So people made a big deal about that. And then Malik Willis just came out and said, oh, yeah, me and Ryan Tannehill, we're cool. Of course they're cool. Like, he understands. Like, they're professionals.
Let's be honest. Like, let's completely speak this, right?
Let's speak it. Let's talk about it.
It is never your job to actually mentor the guy,
Right.
Right? Like, if you're signing up, there's a good chance. Like, I'm gonna go back to Ryan Fitzpatrick. Like, that guy's been everywhere. Do you think he keeps signing up everywhere because he's like, I just want to coach the guy in a uniform? No, he thinks he can get the job done. Right. Now, is he going to sit there and not help the guy? The guy asks questions. Are they not going to study together? Are they not going to? No, they're going to do all that.
But the guy's
it's
gonna
not-
learn from
but
him by
it's-
watching him.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, his job isn't to sit there and say, okay, now let's make sure you got this right and this. No, dog. I'm out here trying to compete just like you are. I'm out here trying to get on the field just like you are. Learn from me. I can help you. You got questions, I'll answer them for you.
Right.
But I'm not showing up every day How can I get this guy
Now,
better?
there's there's not many situations that happen like New Orleans, right? Where Jameis came off, he was a starting quarterback, number 1 overall draft pick, left Tampa because he went 30-30, didn't really have, couldn't take that jump to be elite. Comes to New Orleans, openly says, I want to be here. I turned down other offers that had more money because I want to learn from Drew Brees. Now, he was never a threat to take Drew's job. He was literally the backup, but he knew that once Drew was done, I would have the opportunity to learn from a Hall of Famer and take my game to the next level. You don't get many opportunities that way. That doesn't really happen much. So the fact that he was in that position is great. But Malik Willis and Tannehill are not in that position. Malik Willis is literally competing. If Tannehill has a bad year, Malik Willis is going to be, they're going to say, oh, why don't Malik play? That is literally what's going on.
I mean, that's how Tannehill got the job.
Right.
He was the backup for Mariota, and Mariota was playing.
Hell, they tried to
Boba.
do the same. Well, I mean, why weren't they wearing out Aaron Rodgers a year ago about that?
Jordan Love.
Right. Jordan
They
Love
did the
stuff.
same thing.
They did. They tried to, but then Aaron's like, it's not my job to do that.
Brett Favre didn't.
And Aaron loves Brett.
If you're at all smart when you go into those situations, you learn what you can from him, and you do what you can to get past him.
Yeah.
Yep.
Because you got to understand, he ain't out here trying to give you his job.
Yeah.
Do
He's
you
trying to feed
think
his family too. the same way.
you think
He's trying to give it to
Bledsoe mentored Brady? No.
It doesn't really happen that way.
You're a professional,
Yep.
right? And so you treat it as a professional. We're on the same team. We're doing the same job. We're trying to win a national. We're world champion. I keep saying national.
Now, with that
championship.
being said, it's like people have to understand. Do you pay it forward? 100%. Yes. But am I literally trying to give you my job?
No. You think these guys are gonna sabotage these guys? No way. If Jared's a starting quarterback and I get drafted, I'm the backup quarterback and I have questions and I ask him, he's gonna give me the answers to them. But now if I'm not showing up to meetings on time, or I'm not doing all my film study, or if I'm doing this stuff, he's not gonna fucking be at my house early in the morning and making sure that I'm riding with him. That's not the case because it's my job to be a professional.
I'll go ahead and say this too. If Ryan Tannehill was literally the guy that they're making him out to be for making that statement, or saying that statement,
shame on the media.
No. The league would know that, and people would already know that he's that type of dude. And you wouldn't bounce around from place to place. You'd be one place and you'd probably be done.
You wouldn't have the contract that you have in Tennessee if you were that type of person.
As soon as the production wasn't elite, you'd be out of there.
No doubt.
That's just how it goes.
Right.
No doubt. I mean,
But if there is a mistake at all, is literally him coming out and saying it that way.
Yeah.
He has to understand how to verbalize that better.
right,
To
but
not
I
get
don't.
the
But did he?
backlash.
But did
To
he?
not get the backlash.
But did he say? But what did he
He
say?
just said it in the most football way you could.
He just said it's not my job to mentor him.
I agree, but my point is you've done enough media stuff and understand how that statement's gonna be taken.
I get it, but
That's all I'm saying.
He obviously didn't care about it. He's like, screw it.
Well,
Because
so then,
listen, him
with that
and
being said, if you're him,
Yeah.
then you should not worry about any of the backlash.
yeah, he doesn't. I think we're talking. I think
No, I know. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
If you are him. Yeah.
him and Malik had a conversation, guaranteed. He got drafted. Congratulations. Let's get to work. Blah, blah, blah. They're going meetings. They have these things. Hey, Malik is going to be there before him because he's doing the rookie OTAs, all these things. So he's going to understand. He's going to get in the playbook. He's going to learn it. And when Tannehill gets there, Malik's going to see how a starting quarterback who's a veteran, who has made a Pro Bowl, how he goes about his business. And that's going to be good for the team in the long run. It's going to be good for the team in the short term. It's going to be good for the team the whole time. So, I'm not on the whole train of
Typical.
it's
off-season
stupid.
news cycle.
Yeah, exactly. Speaking of the offseason news cycle, Earl Thomas got arrested. What you got on that?
What did it? Nah, I just think the whole Earl Thomas situation, his wife almost killed him a couple of years ago,
Right.
and now he's getting arrested.
What did he get arrested for?
I think it was something
Domestic
to do
abuse?
with that same situation, like domestic abuse, something with that type of deal.
I don't know. I see it on the thing that he got arrested. I don't know how he got
I
arrested.
don't know. The
I
Earl
don't know
Thomas
why he got
situation
arrested.
It's crazy.
It's crazy. It's kind of sad to hear.
I feel like you see that a lot with NFL guys, though. I don't know if it's the banging on the heads all the time
The
or
quick
what.
fall off.
I don't want to be a doctor, but
Me either. It's got to have.
I have my thoughts of what
It has to be a little bit of that, huh?
When you're part of the Legion of Boom. Head thing.
Wait, did y'all see what Antonio Brown said about Kaepernick last week?
And then who came out and doubled down on it today or a couple of days ago?
Did you see what he tweeted today?
It wasn't Antonio Brown. It was somebody else that doubled down.
Somebody came out. Yeah.
Did you see
forget
what
who it
Antonio
was.
tweeted today?
He
What'd he
wants to
say?
retire a Steeler.
I hate
What?
Came out and said he wants to retire as Steeler.
So does that mean if he'll sign back a one-day contract with the Steelers to retire, or he has to go back? He wants to play again for the
I think he
Steelers.
wants to play again, but still.
Boy, you think Tomlin having that? Nope. Get out of here.
Can't let that guy back.
Now, Tomlin was the only one that could wrangle him in, though.
By far the only one.
He was the only one that, like, you didn't hear anything about him until the end of his time
Until he
at
got to
Pittsburgh.
Oakland or Vegas or wherever it was.
Froze
Yeah, but that's why
his
he
feet.
left
Right.
Pittsburgh towards the end of his time in Pittsburgh. But, like, that didn't just happen. Like, that was wrangled in for a long time. I don't know. But
They should have won more.
I mean,
Steelers
Kaepernick was trash, bro. Like he was
forget
trash.
who it was that came
bro.
out that said that.
He took the deal.
I don't know, man. That's
Oh man.
but yeah, NFL, they're trying to push a lot. News cycles down.
Pac-Man Jones.
Pac-Man Jones, that's right. Two of them.
Pac-Man Jones.
He doubled down on the
Kaepernick thing.
on the Antonio Brown. That Kaepernick
Oh.
was trash.
Speaking of doubling down, another quote from Patrick Beverly. He said, "I stay out all night when I know I'm guarding Chris Paul tomorrow. I'm in bed by 8 when I know I have Steph Curry
I
the
did
next
see him say
day."
that. Actually, I forgot about that. I did see him say that. Yeah.
Bro,
he
he's
parties all night. He's got to guard CP.
Poor Chris.
He's in bed
I
by 8 with Steph.
love Pat Bev.
Okay. I'm gonna ask y'all: do y'all hate Chris Paul as much as everybody else does? Because people hate Chris Paul.
I don't
know.
hate him, but I
Like
heard he's a.
I don't hate him,
heard
but
he's a
I've
super dirty player.
Yeah, I've heard that. I
I
don't
love
hate him
Chris
because
Paul.
like I think he's really good, but like I've heard the same thing. He's very dirty. Nobody in the NBA really likes him. But then I heard I get mixed reviews on him. I don't know.
Exactly.
I don't know.
He's so good.
How would you feel like if you're on a team that threw a no hitter and still lost the game?
I would feel like our management's probably going to be making some moves soon. They have to.
Well, that's
No
Cincinnati
way
Reds
to do
did.
No, the Reds are gonna.
Cincinnati,
because they actually sold everyone.
Cincinnati Reds threw a no hitter and lost. Again, now it was a combined no hitter, but still threw a no hitter.
Actually, but I mean,
and
the
lost.
Time out.
Sorry.
Time
Actually,
history.
actually, they don't even get the.
And the rookie went
it doesn't even
118
get
pitches, but he
recorded
went
as a
no
no-hitter
hit.
because you didn't finish 9.
No doubt.
You only
Yeah.
threw 8.
But still,
bad.
What's the record? 6.
They lost. Was it Pittsburgh, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a tough. They couldn't have had many people in that game.
two of the worst teams in baseball.
Really think of that.
I mean, they are the two worst teams in baseball. I think
I guarantee you.
they will be at the end of the year.
I guarantee
the
you,
bottom
there was
two.
someone that showed up to that game when they left. They said,
What am I
"I could have
doing?
did that shit. What did I just pay for?
Why did I go? Why did I spend money to go here? Why did I
100%.
spend money at the concession stand?
I
Why did I
could've-
buy
I
tickets?
should've
Unless they had
stayed
season
at-
tickets.
Yeah.
926.
926 is Pittsburgh or
No,
Cincinnati.
Cincy.
What's Pittsburgh?
18.
Yeah,
Pittsburgh's
926
15 and 19.
Yeah, 15.
Pittsburgh's doing what they do.
Oh.
They play well early, and then they're gonna get they're doing.
You know what I would
it
love to see now? I would love to see present day. I'm sure you can find it somewhere. Present day average attendances in stadiums right now.
You know whose attendance is down is athletics. I mean, they're always down,
I know.
but
I'm-
they're bad.
the reason why I'm saying that is because I can remember, I don't know, 5+ years ago seeing something like that, and like Tampa was at the bottom, and theirs was like
God, Oakland's the worst.
theirs
Well,
was
who's
like 20
after?
or something like that.
No, Oakland, Pittsburgh, Miami, Tampa, Cleveland, Kansas City.
Tampa's still in the bottom 5, huh?
Yeah.
What are the
And they're winning every year.
What are
They're
the
still in the
numbers?
bottom 5. They're in the postseason every year.
God, 8,000
Who?
per Oakland.
You know who gets more
They
than
have
8,000?
40,000,
You know who gets more than
capacity
8,000
stadium.
fans a game?
Charlotte?
LSU.
Oh, see, yeah.
They get more than 8,000 fans.
I want you to imagine.
Did Durham get more?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
The PMAC gets more than 8,000.
Charlotte
a
gets
game.
more.
Yeah, like for women's
Really think
basketball.
about that.
Cincinnati.
So if you wonder why they're not-
16,000.
hey, so if you
Well,
wonder,
they have like
listen,
they have diehard fans there.
well,
They
listen,
have like
so
a
if you wonder
true
why
fans.
they're not doing any big contracts and they're selling all the players. There
That's
you
why.
go.
No fans.
Ain't got
I'm telling
nobody
you, we had to
caring for
play. We had to play a Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday series
Oh.
in 2015 against the San Diego Padres in Tampa at Tropicana Field. Neither team was going to make it. This was in August. Neither team was going to make the playoffs. We had 3,500 people at the game.
You could hear people clapping in there.
Coach, that was the most miserable game I've ever had to play in. Like there was no, you could hear everything. It was it was miserable.
Fuck's on the Padres at that time?
Miserable.
Who's on the Padres at that time?
Ryan Schiff, our buddy. Ryan Schiff played left field. Robbed me. I was in an 0 slump for a while. Hit a bullet to left field. He hadn't played the outfield his entire career in the big leagues. Dives on the warning track and steals a double from me. Like, this motherfucker. I was fucking dying. I was trying to get one hit, and he just out of nowhere robs me of a double with bullshit. But yeah, there wasn't any. They had I don't think they had really. They had Pomerantz was pitching for them.
Jesus.
No, he wasn't. No, he
Is he
wasn't.
still in the league right now?
I don't know.
Where'd Drew pitch in college?
Ole Miss.
Yep, him and Ronaldo were supposed to be the number 1 and number 2 picks in the draft that same year, and then they both. I think Pomerantz ended up being a first rounder. Ronaldo was supplemental first round.
They had the Upton brothers in 2015. The Padres.
Justin was there.
Yeah, Justin and BJ.
Oh, this may have been 16. I think 16 was the year I'm talking about.
Still.
And Matt Kemp also was on that team.
Yeah, that was old.
Yeah, Shemp only got there literally. He was the move when Justin left. Basically.
Yeah, 16.
Yeah.
So this was 16.
San Diego's top 5 in attendance.
San Diego's good, dude. San Diego's. They were supposed to be this last year, and they had a bunch of injuries, and now
I saw this a couple
Shadows hitting
I saw this a
380.
couple days ago. That entire division is over 500 right now.
I know. That's the only problem. They're in the same division as the Dodgers and
And
all
the
the other
Giants.
and the Giants, and like
Oh.
that's
They
the
win.
problem. So like you go and you
How is
like
Arizona over 500 in that division?
that's not gonna last. But
But
they're
how?
playing well.
That's what
Their
I'm
pitching
saying.
staff. Their pitching staff has been lights out.
Hey, your boy's been
Merrill
pitching
Kelly.
too. I'm like, God,
Hey, so
that's
Merrill
crazy.
Merrill
Tell that
Kelly.
story.
Yeah,
tell that
Merrill
story.
Kelly was a teammate of mine in Tampa. My first year in AAA, 2014. Merrill Kelly was pitching with us. Right, he was a low 90s, 89, 92, could spot up. He could locate. He could throw. He could 37 innings. He was good, right? But he wasn't electric. He didn't have great stuff. But he was a good professional pitcher. And they didn't protect him. They didn't put him on the roster. They weren't putting him in the big leagues. So he finally, after 14, he says, "Fuck it, I'm done." In the States, I'm gonna go play in Korea. Goes out, gets some money in Korea, plays 3 years in Korea. Throws pretty well. Like wasn't like he was the best pitcher in the league, but he was throwing decent. After his 3rd year in Korea, gets a 3-year deal with the Arizona Diamondbacks, which Arizona is his hometown team. Gets a 3-year deal with the Diamondbacks. Throws probably he has probably a 4 ERA,
So wait,
4.2
I
ERA.
want you to go back before you even keep going with this. Doesn't get protected. Played in AAA.
Yeah, pitched well in AAA.
Pitched well in AAA. Goes over to Korea. Plays well there. Parlays that into a major league deal. Not, hey, come back and you
Yeah.
get a
Yeah,
shot.
minor, yeah.
Literally. Major
3-year big league deal, comes in there. He pitches pretty well for the last 2 or 3 years. Gets another deal with Arizona after his 3-year deal was up. Signs a 2-year deal. Now he's throwing like all-star level numbers this year. Like their pitching staff in Arizona. That's the reason why they're as good as they are. Because they're like I think they're the best pitching staff in the league right now.
Really?
But they, I don't think they're gonna last. I mean, that division's
It's tough to last
tough. I mean, and the Angels are worst pool. Pujols in St. Louis,
Yeah.
throwing pitching for the
I was
first
going to
time.
say
in his
Pujols
career.
pitched
I
last
watched
night.
I watched like the first inning of that game last night, and they hit Rodon around a little bit, and then he ended up pitching in that
He
game.
pitched. Albert Pujols got on the bump. I don't think he ever thought in his wildest dreams he was going to be
Ever.
pitching in the big league game.
Oh, that's my favorite.
At 42, he's throwing 48 miles an hour, lollipops.
He's awesome.
He gave up a couple homers, I think. Maybe, I think one.
Who I think who hit one?
Luis Gonzalez hit
Gonzalez
one.
it was, yeah.
The first
Yeah.
hit was Evan Longoria, and Pujols kept the ball.
Oh, really?
He threw it to the
That's
dugout.
funny.
He said,
That's funny. Longo was laughing. I saw some of the
Yeah.
video. He was laughing. And I was like, "Come on, man. Like, that's hard." Every time a position player pitches, that is
I
tough
believe it.
to lock it in for.
It's not even just tough to lock it in. Like they just don't do pitcher shit. Like pitchers get up there, they're taking breaths, and they're like, you could tell.
They get the ball and just
Position players are like, okay, yeah. They come to this. They don't even really come set. They just see like this shit is just way different. It's way different.
BP.
oh man. But baseball, that's what makes baseball fun. You can do
Yeah.
that. You can have it out there and have a good time. I think as the summer goes, like once LSU college and stuff, and there's really no downtime. I mean, there's a lot of downtime in sports. We're gonna really hammer home
MLB.
the baseball stuff because I've realized that I have a pretty good knack for making baseball bets. Right? Took the Phillies earlier in the week. I was like trying to dabble because it was like I said, it was like a taboo thing. I didn't want to like.
Felt dirty.
I didn't want to cross that line. I crossed it. It took the Phillies. They won. They tried to blow it, which they blew it again yesterday. Their bullpen stinks right now, but I won that game. I also told our producer Floyd, who's not here right now.
No longer
Fired.
here. You fired? You fired?
Yeah, no, he's not fired. He's on hiatus.
No longer here for the week.
He's on a mental weekend break with his family playing golf.
He needs it.
But I told him, I said, look, prop bets are very hard to bet in baseball,
Homers,
especially
too.
homers. I said the only time I would bet the homer prop bet is if a guy who is known for hitting home runs gets hot and you bet it. And I said, okay, well, Stanton hit 2 home runs. He had 6 RBIs. He feels like he's hot. I said, I would take that prop bet. He took it. Boom! Homer! I'm hot in baseball. With that said, I have some baseball bets. Pick them if you want. You can try to. You don't have to. You can just watch from afar and just see if I'm right? So right now I have Detroit at Tampa, 2 of my former teams. Right? Detroit is playing in Tampa. I didn't want to take Tampa money line because I didn't like the juice.
What's the pitching matchup in that?
It is Kluber is pitching for Tampa and Faedo is pitching for Detroit.
Okay.
So you got the veteran versus the rookie, right?
Isn't that the dude from Florida?
Yes.
Yeah. Wow.
But I took Tampa -1.5, which is the spread's tough, but
Yeah.
I think Tampa wins at home by 2 runs. I also put a 3-leg parlay in. I took the Angels at Texas. I took the Angels money line. The Angels are hot. Shohei is hot. Trout obviously is Trout, and Taylor Ward, Ward has been
So
the best
good.
hitter in baseball.
Banging, bro.
Best hitter in baseball in the same team. And that's on the team with Ohtani, Trout,
No, like,
and
his numbers
Rendon.
are ridiculous.
Ridiculous. He had a grand slam yesterday.
Yeah.
So I'm playing the hot hand. I got the Angels at Texas, money line. I have the Yankees at Baltimore, Yankees money line. The Yankees banging Baltimore.
17.
I would honestly, to be honest with you, I would go take a prop bet on Torres hitting a home run. On Glaber. Because Glaber hit Torres, he absolutely crushes the ball in Baltimore. Yankees are hot. Baltimore's not great. Bradish is on the mound, who's like one of their bigger prospects. I think that it bodes well. I think they're going to.
Who's on the mound for the Yankees?
What's that?
Who's on the mound for the Yankees?
I don't know who's pitching for the Yankees that game.
Nasty Nectar. Montgomery pitched last.
Yeah, I don't know who's starting for the Yankees. But then I have Seattle at Toronto. I have Toronto money line. This 3-leg parlay is going to pay you plus 325.
I like the juice.
So, boom. I took that. That's my bets. I was 1-1 this weekend because I took Phoenix. They lost, but I took Boston. They won.
Sevy's on the mound for the Yankees.
Severino. I think that's a win. They moved the fences
Yeah, I was just
back in
gonna say,
Baltimore.
yeah.
That doesn't matter. Make the fences higher. It doesn't matter. Baltimore stinks.
Yankees been crushing the baseball.
Yeah, Yankees are hot. They have a bunch of guys that hit homers. I play the hot hand.
Maybe
Those are my bets for tonight.
Judge
So
home run
let me know. You're going for Judge homer?
to left.
Oh, it's not a bad. I
I
don't
don't have to
think.
worry about it. If he hits a home run,
Yeah, I don't
it's
think it
out
doesn't matter
anyway.
where it goes. But those are now if I win these, this is a real thing, boys. Baseball may be my thing. I may be a sharp
Wonder
in
why.
baseball.
When are you gonna start doing the first 5?
Baseball's your thing?
Baseball's my thing.
You just freaking it up.
Baseball betting is my thing.
There
I
you go.
mean, I wish baseball was more of my thing. I wish I was still playing. But that's what I got. Hey, Stewie, did you record the show today?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm just making sure we're streaming.
What do you mean? Yeah. I think
Just making sure we're
I don't
streaming.
I don't know.
In the stomach for a second.
just learned how to do this yesterday. It's only my 3rd day out here.
Making sure we're streaming and good to
We're
go.
supposed to go live today?
Yeah, we're live.
Yeah. Are we supposed to be live?
We're live
Great
on
day
LinkedIn.
by you. Way to fill in. Wally Pippen. That's
On your heels, Lloyd.
You're Wally Pip to Lloyd. I think Lloyd is having a good time right now playing golf at Pebble Beach.
Yeah.
I'm a little jealous of that. It's a father-son
I
trip
think
for
he
him.
pissed some people off last night. Got him on the FaceTime before we did Cloud Demons, and he was talking a little shit to the bystanders at the Pebble Beach.
Some older gentleman.
Yeah, some older gentleman.
I bet he looks well.
He's like, look at this rich
Brad at
people
Pebble.
shit.
I
was like, Lord.
don't think Lloyd works well with rules or
Authority?
authority.
You think he brought those colorful pants on this trip?
I hope he did.
I hope he wore the old schools, but he's not. But I would like to see him wear old school style.
His
golf
only
attire.
saving grace why he's not kicked off the course is because he looks like Cam Smith.
Yeah.
Yeah, he just hit the ball as far as Cam Smith.
No, I would imagine.
Um,
not.
Sir,
All right, we got two
almost got on the
segments.
course.
We got 2 segments before we shut it down.
Your shirt in.
We made it an hour and 45 minutes. I didn't know if we were gonna make it that long, but we did. We didn't have a lot to talk about. We drew this thing out a little bit. We got what's for lunch and we got curtain call, right? So my curtain call, I see your curtain call. That's your curtain call.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna take it from you. My curtain call is gonna be Luka, right?
Luka Doncic.
Yeah, Luka. Look, Luka was. They were down 2-0, and Luka, I would say, single-handedly brought these boys back. And we talked a little bit about LSU baseball earlier when people start talking shit and they rise up. And that, to me, the playoffs is all about who can rise up in those moments. And Luka absolutely did it. And so shout out to Luka Doncic. That's my curtain call.
My curtain call is to, we've already talked about it a little bit, but Albert Pujols.
Good for him.
Knocking off something else that's in his career that I'm pretty sure he probably never thought he would do. Got on the mound, finished an inning. Albert Pujols.
Boom.
Stu, if you could pull up a photo, can you pull up a photo of Nestor Cortez? My current call is Nasty Nestor. All 5'10" of him. He legit looks like a mechanic.
With the
and he
mustache.
can't throw over 90 miles per hour, both the arm slot and everything.
I wonder what his fastball ride is. Because I think it's got to have something. He's got to have something behind it to where he makes people. He gets him out.
Get him out somehow. He went 8 innings against the White Sox. He has a
1.35 ERA.
2-1, 50 punches.
How many innings does he pitch? Do you know?
I don't know how many innings. He's got
Does
50 punches.
does he have a strikeout an inning? You would think, or more
I think
than a
he's got a
strikeout?
strikeout inning, definitely.
Probably, yeah.
I mean, he's got to have something. Change up, breaking ball. I don't know enough
It's the arm
about
slot.
him. I've faced him.
He changes arm slots. He does a lot.
Yeah, I've faced him before. Yeah, he's a little funky up there.
Yeah.
He's probably changed some stuff, but just a lot of spin on the ball. And his arm
Yeah,
slots
I'm trying to
hit you.
remember. I don't really remember.
40 innings pitched.
Wow. So he's got over a strikeout inning.
Over strikeout, yeah.
That's good.
That's a well over strikeout.
Yeah, that's good.
If we can get this photo up. I mean, look, he just does not look like he should be getting people
Yeah,
out.
he definitely doesn't look like a baseball player. He looks like
You got him or
Mechanic.
no?
He looks like a mechanic.
But
Just say professional athlete.
I'd change your tire.
I'm waiting.
Don't do me like this, boy.
Pressure cooker.
Wow, all the pressure's on you.
Yeah,
Pressure
right.
cooker on you. This is it.
I'm getting cooked right
Don't be
now.
Devin Booker.
The new producer role. We're putting you right on the spot. Show me what you got.
Don't do me like that.
I mean, I'll take it, but
I could look. I had to.
that's not what I anticipated you doing. But
He's gotten a little fatter.
yeah.
That's actually a really good picture.
That's
Yeah.
actually the best photo documented
that's a-
of Nestor Cortez.
That's a good picture of him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, sorry.
See that one right there, top row, fourth? Yeah, you need to put that one up there.
I was thinking this.
No, that one. Yeah, go that one. All right. That's a good one too. Look at it. Check this one out. It's pretty much the same.
Let's go with this guy.
He's got to keep the stash.
It has to.
I mean, you're not shaving nothing right now.
I'm not.
Yeah, no.
I'm not shaving
Nothing.
anything. No pubic hair. No nothing.
Nothing.
All the same.
Big old bush.
Sorry, Manscaped.
Everything. Change any of that.
I mean,
Hey, look, relax.
we gonna get this happen or what?
Yeah, I'm gonna make it happen.
It's a process.
Yeah, give me a few minutes, man.
It's all right. You're the rookie on the producer chair. I gotta give you a hard time.
He's just trying to get more airtime.
That's
right
it.
now. This is my show right
Yeah,
now.
we're gonna get it. We're getting to 1 o'clock.
He's trying to get.
Overtime.
He's doing the Lloyd move.
Getting to 1 o'clock.
There it is. Look at that.
Yeah, he looks like he's.
That's-
Sub 2 of the show.
Good for you.
Peak male performance.
Good for you.
Looks like a New York firefighter.
He does. He does. Good for you, Nestor. Proud of you.
Nasty Nestor.
We're gonna be live again on Wednesday from 11 to 1. We have Trey Wingo coming on, talking a little bit of golf betting. PGA Championship is this weekend. Tiger Woods talking about how he feels real good about himself. There's a lot of money to be made in the sports gambling world in golf, and Trey Wingo is the golf expert. So he is going to come on here, talk golf, have some fun with us, ask him how Hawaii is. I would love to go visit Hawaii at some
Yeah.
point. Maybe we go there one day and just have an
Business
interview
trip.
with him. Yeah, a little business trip, write it off. But we're live again 11 to 1 on Wednesday. We are not having a show Friday from Earl's this week. That is on me. My best friend is getting married. I am going on his bachelor trip.
Nice.
So I am taking that Friday off. I'll be back again next week. You can catch us, like I said, live on Mondays and Wednesdays, but you can catch us on YouTube. Watch us live. You can watch us later if you don't want to watch us live. We're on all podcast networks, Apple, Spotify. Monday, Wednesday, Friday, you can catch me, Jay Mitch, Jackie, Stewie, Floyd usually, Noah. We're all here talking sports, having interviews, having laughs, talking gambling. We haven't been winning. Fade us. I'm going to start winning baseball. I'm going to be your baseball bet guy.
I'm putting money on the Spaniard for PGA. John Rahm.
Okay. Let's see what happens. PGA Championship is arguably the hardest one to win. We'll see what happens. You're watching Mik'dUp, bro. Oh, whoa.
Dose.
Whoa, what am I doing?
Dose.
We have a What's for Lunch, which is brought to you by Dozy Place.
You
What do we got?
almost did it.
I almost did it. What we got for lunch? It's 9 minutes before my intermittent fasting starts. So
Or ends.
ends.
Oof, Mikey.
Ends.
Yeah.
Ends. Yeah, whatever you
Long
guys.
day, bud.
That'd be a 24-hour fast. I wouldn't like
be a
that.
tough day.
Be very honorary.
We've been doing the guessing, right? I think this is what I'm gonna do for lunch. Now I'm not saying this is for y'all, right? Y'all can pick y'all's restaurant. I don't think I'm gonna eat out today for lunch. I was on the grill. I was manning the grill yesterday on my Sunday pool party day. And I had some chicken kebabs. I had some steak kebabs. I had some burgers. We got some leftovers, leftover kebabs and leftover burgers that had some nice little cheese. Not cheese. I didn't do cheese. I wanted the cheese crumbles inside of it, with some onions inside of the beef that was already there that I had grilled, seasoned.
No, your mouth is watering.
I think I'm gonna go at Mikey Mahtook's restaurant at home, and that's my What's for Lunch today. That's mine. Y'all can pick the What's for Lunch brought to you by Dozy Place. That can be on y'all. So this time, this is where y'all get the countdown. I'll count you down, and y'all yell them out, and y'all say what y'all want because it's gonna be between all of y'all. I'll take care of the boys for lunch if you want it. Ready?
Countdown.
Yeah, ready?
Yeah.
I'll give y'all a little minute to think.
No, this is all at the heart.
Okay,
Don't think.
ready? Ready? 3, 2, 1.
Arby's.
Chubby Hut.
We got the meat. Wow. What did you say?
I couldn't even get anything out.
You said Arby's.
He messed me up when he said Arby's.
Wow. Okay, let's try that again.
I think my exact words was I went, what?
Arby's, huh?
Never trust a man whose favorite
You said
restaurant
Cheap Hut. You said Arby's. What do you
I
want?
was gonna say Doze, but I got cut
Doze.
off by
Okay,
Arby's, that's crazy.
Unbelievable.
Well, do y'all want to do it again? Do y'all want to do it again, or y'all just gonna go pick y'all's own thing?
Yeah, we'll figure something out.
Okay, we'll figure it all out. Okay. Well,
Man,
thanks
guess
for
the
watching
boys want
Mik'd
curly
Up.
fries.
Getting Arby's.
It's my curly fries.
Thanks for watching Mik'd Up, brought to you by Sterling Automotive. We'll be back again on Wednesday. We're gonna have a bunch of interviews. Hopefully, the Nola brothers get back to me, and we have Trey Wingo on Wednesday and the Nola brothers on Wednesday.
Damn.
We'll see. It'll be a good big day, fun day. Big day tonight. Got some money on the line. Let's see what happens on the baseball side of it. And thank y'all for watching. Mik'd Up, brought to you by Sterling Automotive. See you on Wednesday. Peace.